And welcome into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, tied 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Chase, I'm all over the place these days, man. You got pro day going on and practice schedule's a little bit different. I forgot what day of the week it was here for a minute. But yes, this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge. Hope you guys are doing great, man. We got plenty to dive into today. I'm looking forward to doing so. I know we got to recap pro day a little bit. We talked about it yesterday. And we were trying to keep up with it, which we did, luckily, because of Jaisha. Shout out to Jaisha Nance. She was our boots on the ground yesterday, getting that live coverage for us here on the show. So we were able to catch things live and talk about what exactly was going on. But today I want to put a bow on it. Chase, Reed, I see both of you guys. If you guys are tuning into the stream, you can see both of our guys behind the studio, man. They're tag teaming it back there behind the glass. Okay, we got triple threat, I guess. No, not triple threat. That's a 3-man tag. I just saw Wyatt's fingers pop up. But we'll recap Pro Day a little bit, kind of go over some numbers, give our thoughts about how guys performed. I know there's a lot of talk, of course, about Ty Simpson. I told you guys, man, he's the star of the show. It's crazy. All the coverage I saw, like nationally, was all about Ty throwing, which makes sense. He's a quarterback, and I get it. There's a lot of attention on him right now, but it was just interesting to me because I'm like, man, you had guys like Caden Proctor, you had Deontay Lawson, you had some really good football players out there that I thought looked good. I thought they helped improve their stock. Nakai Hill-Green, Chase, we owe him one, man. We might owe him a dinner, which is legal. Number one, he just graduated, and NIL is a thing. I think we owe him a dinner or a coffee or something, man. We had a little friendly little wager on his 40 time, and he proved both of us wrong. He actually was at a 4.6 flat, I believe. At least that's what he posted. So really good time for him. And I'll be completely honest with you. Looking at some of his numbers that he posted, I thought he did a good job. And watch him in drills. I thought he did well as well. So hopefully he can continue to turn some heads, maybe get himself an opportunity. I don't know if he's going to be a guy that gets drafted necessarily, but I do think he'll get an opportunity. That's all you need, man. You just need a shot, and it's about what you do once you get there. So we will recap some pro day talk here in a little bit. 11:30, we will be joined by Brandon Clear, former Clemson wide receiver. He'll help us recap pro day, talk about some of this NFL draft talk that's going on, talk about spring football. Again, practice number 6 has concluded today. Now, I need to pull up the media schedule because, Chase, I'm not too sure if they had players or coaches speaking to the media. I do believe Coach DeBoer will be speaking to the media tomorrow because it will be their first scrimmage, which, of course, they're doing it in the morning, Chase. It's weird, man. I'm trying to figure it out. They've kind of gone away from like the traditional, we used to scrimmage on the weekends, which they even did at one point. But now I think what they're doing is they're just doing it during regular practice hours. So unfortunately, man, my goals were to get up there to attend the scrimmage and check it out a little bit. But the problem is that might be cutting it kind of close. Unless we have Chase or Reed host the show for the first 30 minutes or so. But I don't think that's probably going to happen. So unfortunately, I don't know if I will be at the scrimmage. If I go up there, I probably would catch maybe the Indy parts before having to leave. But we'll have to see. Regardless, though, we'll have some coverage about it tomorrow, hopefully. Now, I don't know how much we'll be able to talk about. Coach DeBoer will speak to the media, so we'll have him, talk about their scrimmage number 1. We'll see what he's willing to talk about. But hopefully we can reach out to some folks and see if they have any thoughts or opinions on any of the things happening in scrimmage number 1. So that will be again tomorrow. But today they do have practice number 6. And let me look at this media schedule right here and see if there's anybody speaking. I do not believe anybody will be speaking today. So it doesn't sound like we'll have any player or coach interviews today outside of the player interviews that participated in Pro Day. We got to go back. I want to listen to Ty Simpson. He spoke to the media one final time before departing for a private workout. Now, when I say departing, it actually might be here in Tuscaloosa. It is being reported that Ty Simpson is going to be spending a lot of time with Jets personnel. Chase, Reed, it's seeming like it's kind of, I wouldn't say trending that way because all these teams do their due diligence, especially when it comes to a guy who's going to be a top pick. And so I see that they're going to take him to dinner. That's always a big thing when these teams are in town for Pro Day. If there's a prospect that is definitely on their radar, they want to take him out. They want to get to know him a little bit. They want to share a meal with him, and that's what's going to happen. It sounds like he's going to go to dinner with the Jets. Most of the time, they go over to Chuck's, man. Great spot, by the way. Free plug right there. They have great food, but that's normally where people like to go upstairs, private little area, and share a meal, discuss some things. Then it sounds like he's going to have a private workout with the Jets. So this whole Ty Simpson to New York, man, could be a thing. I think Mel Kiper on his most recent mock draft has Ty Simpson going pick 16 to the New York Jets, which is kind of interesting, guys, because if you look at Ty Simpson's projected, draft slot or just where, a lot of people feel like he's going to go, that seems right. But one could argue that, could the Jets have to be, I don't know, maybe forced in a position to be a little bit more aggressive, which I think people probably would say, oh, man, you're reaching. I mean, 16 is a good spot. People are thinking late first round. 16 is already a little more aggressive. But when you hear the conversations, whether it's because they share agencies or just these guys are in love with the guy as a prospect, it makes you wonder, do the Jets have to be a little more aggressive? Now, they also have a much earlier pick, which I fully expect them to take somebody else there. But I could see a world where maybe they end up trading back a little bit. I don't know. That's what makes the draft so interesting. You'll never try to guess everything correctly. There's always, even on draft day, there's going to be surprises. But we'll talk a little bit about that and some more. And speaking of the NFL and quarterbacks, Chase Reed, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but there was a report today that just came out not long ago from ESPN. And we were talking about Tom Brady slinging it around in the flag football game or tournament, I should say, the Fanatics tournament that he participated in against Team USA. Again, those guys dominated the NFL teams, and probably rightfully so. Those guys are built for that. That was their world, right? But there's reports now, guys, coming out that Tom Brady says he actually explored the possibility of coming out of retirement and, in fact, returning to the NFL. And allegedly, he added that the league did not like that idea very much, which is kind of interesting. I will say, after watching him sling it around a little bit in that flag football tournament, man, it did make you wonder, hey, I mean, could he have a little bit of juice left in the tank? I think he could, but I don't think he needs to come out of retirement, man. The hay is in the barn. He's done what he needs to do. I think at that point, it's just beating a dead horse, man. But to be fair, if he needed to, I mean, you see guys like Joe Flacco still signing contracts. I personally believe Tom Brady could easily come out of retirement. He could offer a little something. But it's one of those things, man. When you have a guy of his caliber that has the accolades and success that he has had, is it even worth doing that? You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you watch these guys that played at such a high level and they're still trying to do it on the tail end of their career, I wouldn't say you feel bad, but just like, man, they're clearly not the same player that they once were. And almost, I wouldn't say it tarnishes their legacy, but I feel like I don't feel like it necessarily does it any good. But it sounds like that idea was somewhat rejected. Now, I don't know why the NFL wouldn't like that idea. I haven't clicked on the article yet, but to me, it's kind of weird that he said the NFL did not like the idea. What do you guys think, Chase Reed? I mean, does that not seem kind of odd? Why do you think the NFL would not want Tom Brady to come back to play? I mean, we all know it's a business. It's about ticket sales. It's about getting eyes on the product. Hence why they brought Bad Bunny, right, to perform at the Super Bowl. People wondering, why are you bringing a Latin artist who speaks no English? Well, I can tell you why. They're trying to expand the game of football. Hence why they're playing football games in Brazil, Germany, Mexico, wherever, all over the place, right? I mean, they clearly want to expand the game. You don't think Tom Brady coming out of retirement would grab more eyes? Chase, why don't they want Tom Brady back? Think they're scared?
I'm reading it right now. Great pickup, by the way, Christian. So a league spokesman told CNBC that it would cause salary cap issues, and that it wouldn't look so hot that a minority owner is playing in the NFL. I would love it because Philip Rivers came back literally for like a month or so at his age. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true too.
And Philip Rivers literally went from coaching high school and raising like 12 kids, man. And listen, and I say that in a way where I'm actually like, number one, man, it's really impressive because no shade to other folks, but I mean, like, he's raising 12 kids and like the right way. I mean, you're talking about like the guy's married and same way he's just raising a large family. It's not like he's got a whole bunch of drama going on, but he picked up and somehow had his name and his phone number called and went and played some snaps. I mean, all power to him. I don't think it did anything to his leg. As a matter of fact, I think it actually helped. I think it added a couple of touchdowns or something he needed to do something. But great point and great pickup by you guys. The whole minority owner thing is exactly the reason why. And I kind of forgot about that for a second. I forgot that he literally is an owner or part owner of the Raiders, right? Which clearly is an issue. But I mean, at the same time, though, I mean, I guess. I mean, but so him suiting up is a problem, I guess. I mean, being an owner, I mean, what kind of advantages? I don't know. I guess adding people to the roster maybe to play with. Obviously, there's conflict of interest, but I'm like, would it really hurt that much? I don't know. If he really was dedicated, which we know the guy's clearly dedicated to his craft, he could always sell that, get back in if he really wanted to. I mean, it's not like it hurt him. You know what I mean? I'm sure they could probably figure something out. I don't think it ends up happening. He doesn't need to do it anyway. I think he does a pretty good job on commentary. I will say, I do like Greg Olson, who he pretty much kind of replaced. I was one of the people, I know some people have their opinions, whether it's Romo or Greg. I mean, I played with Greg, so maybe I'm biased, but I think Greg is phenomenal. I thought Tom did a really good job too, but I almost feel like I kind of like Greg a little bit better. But to be fair, Tom just started doing it very recent. Anyway, before I start rambling about a number of other things, let's hit a timeout. Again, at 11:30, we will be joined by Brandon Clear. We'll talk some pro day. We'll talk Alabama football. Finished up practice number 6 today. We'll recap that a little bit. Plus, we'll start previewing tomorrow's scrimmage. Talk about maybe some of the things that unfortunately probably won't get to see. Typically I would, but the timing of it's not good. I was thinking it was going to be on a Saturday, man. I was planning on getting out there Saturday, but it looks like it's going to be on Friday. Might be a little bit of a conflict with our showtime, but we'll definitely still have some nuggets, and we'll share them with you guys right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Quick timeout. We'll be right back.
It's the grand reopening of the all-new Tuscaloosa Mazda. Get the grand reopening price. Plus, make no payments till spring. TuscaloosaMazda.com.
At Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa, luxury may be closer than you think. Right here in Tuscaloosa, during their Mercedes-Benz certified pre-owned event. Visit MercedesofTuscaloosa.com for details.
Excuse me. What's up, guys? Who we got in here? Mike, what's up? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the practice clips that we post, those are distributed from UA Athletics. So all credit goes to them. They provide the media with like B-roll to use. So always look to share it with you guys. That way you guys can get those clips. Man, yeah, I wouldn't be up there posting personal stuff, man. Couldn't do that, but yeah, then shout out to Jaisha yesterday. She was up there at Pro Day for us, and she was pumping out those clips, man. She was providing a whole bunch of content for you guys. Wow, I didn't realize that. So now I'm gonna have to, man, I got to sign up for premium on our on my personal thing just to do that. So that was a waste. I'm trying to expand platforms, guys. So we got even more folks tuning in. Well, let's pay another whatever it's going to cost to X just to be able to do that. Man, these subscriptions nowadays, man, they're brutal. Everything, man. They make you pay for everything. Calvin, what's up? Kenji, what's up? Travelpreneur, what's up? Carlos, what's up? Arthur, what's going on? Jeremy, what's up? Yeah, March Madness tomorrow for sure. Jake, what's going on? Nakai did good. Matter of fact, excuse me, I think he tweeted his number. Actually, let me pull up everybody's numbers. Let me see. Let's pull up everybody's numbers. Have you guys seen like official numbers for everybody? Normally somebody ends up posting it. I don't think I've seen it yet. I've been trying to find like a chart or something. If you guys have seen that, let me know. Or even you guys in the chat. I know sometimes I know people posted like videos of the 40s being ran, but I know Nakai, I just had his numbers because he had posted his numbers. But the other guys, I'm still trying to find those right now. Najee's in Seattle today. Yeah, it could be a good fit. Replacing what's his name? Who signed with Kansas City. Golly, man. Have your show there? Have the show where at at the scrimmage? All right, you guys are pushing it, man. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We're playing musical chairs like the offensive line did last year in the studio, man. Chase is in the back seat, the passenger seat, waving behind Reed, who now is taking over. You guys hear me reference Reed. Well, this is Reed rocking the stash. Kind of got the Pablo stash going on, which, listen, I'm not one to talk because I always typically rock the stash. I always take credit for bringing the stash back before that movie came back around. I forgot, what is it called? Top Gun or whatever.
Top Gun.
Yeah, before Top Gun, the second one came back out, man. I had been rocking the stash back in 17 and 18. I was one of the few people doing it, and now I see everybody's doing it. So maybe I even influenced you a little bit, Reed. But
well, hold on.
Where's the stash coming from?
Oh, I was going to say back in 2017. No. Back in 20.
You kind of listen. All seriousness, no, you kind of do. Clearly, I don't think you're Hispanic, but you look like you could have a Hispanic grandparent, somewhere in the lineage. So that's a no.
I think there is somewhere.
Gotta be.
But no, I was gonna say back in 2017-18, I couldn't even grow anything, so that's not even fair. But no, I tried the beard, and the beard just never worked out. So I just went with the stash, and yeah. See, unlike Wyatt here, who he's got me beat on the beard.
Yeah. Listen, once mine gets long enough, it kind of covers some of the spots, and then I'm able to kind of make it work. But that's why I just rock the goatee. I'm sticking with it, man. Even the stash, I kind of took a break from it. I just figured, you know what, the goatee is just nice, simple, clean. It's not just jumping out because I can grow a pretty mean stash, man. Sometimes a little bit too much. That's why I've been kind of winding it down. I've been trimming it down a little bit, man. I was like, all right, it's a little much, man. People were starting to say I look like all type Lionel Richie and who are the other ones I got, man? A number of references there. Anyway, enough about mustaches, man. Let's talk some pro day. I don't have the official numbers like I was hoping I would have and I was looking for, but I'll just comment on some of the things that we did see from yesterday. We'll start with Ty Simpson, right? Because we all know that was one of the big topics of the day. I thought he looked good throwing the football. A lot of the throws I've seen, they look good. I saw Chase Daniel, who's he's all over my social. I don't know if you guys see him on X. He's everywhere now, breaking down film, talking about the game, educating folks on coverages and stuff. It's really good content. But I'm like, every reply, whoever's managing his social media, man, they're smart. They just literally just post his videos and in replies like any main topic going on. But he actually even did a whole video breaking down Ty Simpson's performance at Pro Day. And he was really impressed, basically covering the mechanics. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, how are you breaking down Pro Day, man? There's no defense. You're throwing on air. But as a 14-year NFL vet, he's going to look at the mechanics. He's going to look at the footwork, right? He's going to basically explain and break down why they're doing certain throws and sequences, which I think makes sense because sometimes when people watch this stuff, you're kind of wondering, what the world are we doing here? But Chase Daniel was breaking that down, and I thought Ty had a number of really solid throws, a couple misses here and there, which is expected, right? Nobody's perfect, but very smooth, and you got to tip your hat to the guy because, there was speculation that he might not even participate, and I wouldn't have blamed him, right? You had a really strong showing at the Combine. You probably don't have to throw it Pro Day. It's not going to really move the needle, up or down more than likely, but way to go out there and compete. Way to go out there and be reliable for your teammates. Jeremy Bernard, Cuevas, and other guys, needing to have somebody throw them the football. Well, Ty Simpson definitely he's gonna be there for his guys, man. He's a leader. So that was good. Another guy that I thought was really impressive, man. I'll see if I can throw his clips on here. I thought Aiden Proctor looked really good. I don't know if you guys got to see any of his drills. Him, Brailsford. They had a whole group. It pretty much was the whole offensive line from last year. Vandermark, you had Dewberry. But those guys got some good work, and I thought a number of them looked solid. But Aiden Proctor to be stood out because you can just tell, he's trimmed up a little bit, right? That's what this time is about, to get in the best shape of your life, be able to move around, fly around, and look your absolute best. And I thought he looked really well, really good footwork. Really strong punch when he was working those bags, when they were working those reach drills, getting his head across and just showing that athleticism for a guy who's that big. I was really impressed, Reed. I'll be honest with you. But there's one thing that I took away from that whole deal, and this is no disrespect or anything. I'm just I just couldn't help but think this. Because it's the NFL draft, I mean, we're going to literally work tirelessly, right, and give maximum effort to get our bodies in the best shape possible, to be able to move as good as possible. I mean, you see the effort, and I understand it's pro day, and you're just working some drills. But here's my thing. I mean, if he's able to get in that good of shape and that lean, and to have that type of footwork, and just seeing how explosive he looked, and again, I get his pro day. It's different than going and playing 70 snaps in an SEC game week in and week out. But I can't help but just kind of wonder, man, like, I'm not saying like where was that, but at the same time, I'm kind of just thinking in my head, like, I truly just, it makes me feel like there was a little bit more we could have gotten out of him, or he could have gotten from himself. Now, again, I'm not accusing him necessarily of saying like he wasn't, working like that while he was on this team. But, when I'm seeing that he, weighed in at as heavy as almost like 380 or whatever the number was that he had mentioned, I think when he was at the combine, and then I'm looking at him now, he looks 350. He looks lean. His footwork looks great. I mean, he's moving much better in space. I'm just like, man, like if he was like that, if he had that body type, if he had that type of, I don't know, just that type of energy, that type of movement throughout his career, man, I just think he could have played even better football. And that was something we had been saying. Like, I think sometimes these guys were a little bit too big. But anyway, nonetheless, he looked really good in those drills. I thought Brailsford and the rest of those guys also looked really good as well. So that was that. I caught some glimpses. These guys were performing after we got off the show, and I didn't see too many videos of them. But from what I saw, I thought Nakai Hill-Green, I know people were wondering about him. He's joined the show. Great young man. I thought he looked really well out there doing the drills. Really good 40 time at 4.6 flat. That was much quicker than I was thinking. I think I gave him like a 4.75, and he completely proved me wrong. Shout out to him. I'm glad he did so. But in the drills, man, he looked quick. Some really good change of direction. Honestly, I'll be honest. I thought he almost moved a little bit better than Deontay Lawson out there yesterday. And I get it. These are just drills. But in terms of just his fluidity, right? Being able to plant, cut, turn, change direction, things like that when they're doing some of those drops and those drills that are, designed to show that off. I just thought he looked a little bit smoother than some of those guys. Justin Jefferson, obviously, we know he's smooth, really good athlete. I'm curious to see what his new 40 time was. He had a good one at the combine, but clearly he wanted to prove something. Him running it again, he felt that he could improve on that number. So we'll try to find some of that. But first, we're going to hit this timeout. We'll take a break from some of this Pro Day talk. We'll keep talking about it, but we'll do that on the other side with Brandon Clear on the phone lines. 205-342-9904 is on the action. We got Brandon Clear when we come back. Plus, we'll have Adam Lamparello of Lamparello Law, Education, and Advocacy at the top of the hour. But we'll keep talking Pro Day. We'll continue talking some Alabama football all right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide of 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Hey man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Do the show live at the scrimmage. You guys, man, are getting a little spoiled, man. Do the show live at the scrimmage. At a closed off scrimmage, you guys think I'll just sit up there doing a live radio show broadcasting? You guys are funny, man. You guys are funny. Nah, that's not gonna happen. But I love the commitment you guys have, man, to getting as much knowledge and material and nuggets that you can, man. I love it. Here's Proctor working in some of these drills. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that the guy wasn't applying himself necessarily completely, but I'm just saying, I mean, like, when it comes to NFL draft, I get it. Like, I mean, yes. I mean, you're talking about everybody's turning it up a notch. But I'm just like, man, if we could have had this version of Caden Proctor throughout his career, man, like if he could have locked in and had this type of transformation, this type of mentality throughout his career, man, I can only imagine how much better and a more consistent performer that we would have seen out of him. I mean, just look at him move, man. I mean, and it's at 350, which to me, I know that sounds heavy on paper, but for him, man, if you just look at his frame, 6'6", 6'7", he's naturally, I mean, like his 350 is another guy's probably 335. I'm okay with that 350, but it has to stay there. You know, he's got to be disciplined. That's going to, I think to me, I think that's going to be one of his biggest challenges at the next level. We all know there's a chance he's getting kicked in the guard. Good chance that happens. But to be honest with you, I think if he was disciplined and was able to maintain, you know, at 350 at the most type deal, right? That way you see the footwork, you know what I mean? Like, which he struggled with in terms of some of those speed rushers on the edge. I just personally think that might be one of his biggest challenges, because at the next level, man, you're not going to have, you know, Bree Leonard, nutritionist on his neck. You're not going to have all these people just sitting here basically like keeping you in line for every single thing. Now, you'll get fined, but the reality is, man, they expect you to be a pro, so that's going to be important, man. I mean, if you're overweight, man, you get fined. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We're talking Alabama Pro Day. Concluded yesterday, man, and right now we got a clip on our stream here of Caden Proctor going through some drills who I thought looked really well. It's evident that, you know, the transformation, him being at that 350 range, working, you know, tirelessly probably over the last few months, has paid off. And you can just see, man, the athlete that he is, which everybody is known this, right? I mean, this guy, for as big as he is a good athlete, but when you start getting around 370, 380, man, you can't fully showcase that ability. Now, I just can't help but wonder, man. I mean, if he would have been like this his whole career, I think he would have been a much better and more consistent player as well. But without further ado, let's go to the phone lines and welcome in our guest of the day. We got Brandon Clear, former Clemson wide receiver. He's going to talk some pro day with us, plus some Alabama football talk ahead of scrimmage number 1 tomorrow. Brandon, welcome in, man. How's everything going?
Kristen, I'm doing great. Miller's Edge family, what's happening? How about yourself, man? How you doing?
Man, I can't call it, man. We just talking some football, pro days in the books. I was saying yesterday, man, now is that time to kind of like, oh, man, you kind of have that big sigh of relief. Now these guys will never have to worry about running the 40-yard dash again. They ain't got to worry about half the stuff that they've been training and doing. Now you're just worried about meeting with these teams, doing some board work, going on some visit, maybe a couple private workouts, but it's pretty much straight ball from here on out. No more school either. So definitely an exciting time for those guys, and exciting for us because we get to talk about it. But I want to ask you, man, I'm sure you probably had a chance to maybe watch or see some clips. Do you have any observations from anything that you've seen from Pro Day? Maybe some clips of tie throwing or some of these guys with the O-line, defensive guys getting some work, and any thoughts on who might have had some strong showings or maybe done some good for themselves at Pro Day?
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, I was listening yesterday to your pops. Him and his take on Jeremy Bernard is outrageous.
He just joined, like, literally right before you started talking. He just popped on the stream, so it's perfect. So we'll let him explain himself.
Oh, go ahead. Man, there we go. Let me talk to Pastor, man, as a forward receiver. Jeremy Bernard, and I always tell, look, the comp for him to me is Chris Godwin. So Chris Godwin was a second-round pick out of Penn State, ran faster than expected, was just very consistent. I know that in the NFL, a lot of times you want somebody that has a little bit more quickness, and I wouldn't say Jeremy has that in folds, but he has enough speed. So him working in the slot to me is going to be ideal, and that's where Chris Godwin has made his bread and butter. But could he play outside? Of course. But he's a savvy route runner. He's got great consistent hands. He's a great blocker. And so guys like that, again, he may never be a number 1. I'm not saying that. But guys that have that consistency and bring value to it, you often see them fall into the second, third round. And this is a very deep receivers draft. So, you know, maybe there is an instance where they have like 15 other receivers go ahead of him. I doubt that because I don't feel like there's 15 other receivers that are better than him. But I can't see him falling lower than the second round. And don't be surprised if Tampa makes a move on him. So, you know, they may, you know, a lot of times you lose, you know, your big-time production guys, you lose Mike Evans. That's massive. And so you need to make sure you're bringing in a consistent player that's a plug-and-play guy. has years of experience. So that's what I see there. So going back to the actual pro day, Ty Simpson looked sharp to me. There were some wonky things that his coach had him doing that I was like, why is he doing that? But for the most part, he was just smooth, and you could see like his footwork is exactly what you anticipate from a guy that is a coach's son, and so it's always consistent. The accuracy is there. Look, I love Ryan Williams, man, and I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see a clip with him on there, I get nervous. And so I'm just like, man, please catch the ball. And at no point as a receiver you want to have that in your head. I'm like, please, because I want him to do so well. Like, he's such a phenomenal player, man. But you got to be able to catch the ball and have the confidence. When that ball is in the air, no one's blinking. So when Jeremiah Smith is out there, nobody's thinking like, oh man, like, deep ball, is he gonna catch it? It's gonna be like, hey, I wonder how he's gonna catch it. Is it gonna be one hand? Is it gonna be him jumping up, mossing the dude? So that's how the mindset goes. And so the fact that we have that consistent, like, oh man, I'm hoping he improves that this year, and he still has time, right? It's a long off season, but he has to be able to get in there. He needs to be on the jug machine, left and right. He needs to be out there with one of those quarterbacks, just consistently, soft hands, looking the ball in. I'm even, to be honest with you, I'm hoping somebody has some types of connections that can get him in touch with Chris Carter. Chris Carter and how he teaches how to catch the ball, he is by far, to me, I think he has the best hands ever in the NFL. Chris Carter, like, just hand by far none. Like, his ability to understand depth, understand exactly how to catch, how to place your hands. Like, he needs to work with somebody that can help him, because I'm not going to say he's going to ever have Chris Carter's hands, because that's never going to happen, because I don't think he has big hands. But he can work on his hand placement on the ball and how to make sure that it's not getting into his body. So, again, that's a little side note, man. But offensive line-wise, I thought Proctor looked good. Lost a ton of weight, was nimble out there, moving. I thought you could hear his power. You could see it. He just looked different. And so, I believe they're going to move him into guard at the next level, but there's going to be somebody that may take a chance on him and say, you know what, maybe he can be a right tackle. I don't think he has the foot speed to be a left tackle. They got to be able to get somebody. He doesn't need to be on the blind side, just because I think he'll get the work done in by those faster, elite pass rushers that know how to dip inside and just know how to set them up. He doesn't have the foot quickness in order to do that, or anchor, in my opinion, to be able to consistently do that. But he has enough ability for his size that I think his athleticism is going to stand out, but more so at guard. So move him in at guard. He'll have that ability. I thought the linebackers were moving very well out there. Look, Nikhil, I wish he had another year, man. I was like, I think it's just he's under the radar, and you just see the consistency, his motor, how he hits, how he diagnoses plays. He's a smart player, man. And just like Justin Jefferson, I wish those guys had another year. But clearly they're not there. I think they're going to be those guys that end up getting on teams, and they're going to be more impactful than you think. They'll just, they'll do special teams. They'll get, make a way on a roster, and then somehow injuries will happen, and you'll see them playing on Sundays. Maybe they might be starting and might be in the rotation. But I just feel like guys like that can move well, have intelligence, know exactly how to diagnose what the offense is doing. It's just hard to find, and especially at linebacker, because those guys with size are very hard to find consistently. So I was impressed by our linebackers. I'm really excited about where they may go. I think Nikhil will most likely go undrafted, but he'll have a choice or opportunity to choose where he's going to go, and I hope he selects the right place, because I think he's going to have a bright future in the league.
Yeah.
All right. All that sounds so good. Boy, let me. Hey, you got to offer a plate somewhere, because I got a couple of dollars I'm gonna give to Brandon, because that was good. That was really good. Hey, listen, Brandon, how you doing,
Thank
man?
you, sir.
Now,
I'm doing well, sir. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of you.
Oh man, bless you, brother. I was really didn't know you was on here. I just was sitting here grabbing some lunch. I said, well, let me jump on for a minute, and then you beat me up about Bernard, Jeremy Bernard.
And rightfully so. That was kind of a crazy take, but go ahead.
What was crazy? Well, hold on.
You said 5th or 6th round about a dude that there's no way he's lasting past the 3rd round. I will donate $100 to your ministry if I'm wrong.
Well, you should donate that anyway, because but anyway, but my point.
Okay.
Hold on now. If it was me, I'm just saying, for what I've seen, right? I mean, I wouldn't invest 2nd round money in Jeremy Bernard, because I think there's a lot of Jeremy Bernards in this draft. He don't stand out that much to me that because I'm looking for separators, right? I'm looking for guys that's clear and beyond better than the next guy. If they're kind of like the running back or the safety position. That's why they don't draft safeties normally high. Now I know old boy from Ohio State's going to,
Caleb Downs
going to get drafted high because he's really can do a lot of different things. And based on how they play now, he fits very well. But normally they draft safeties because there are a lot of guys that are very similar. Now, Jeremy Bernard had a fine couple years at Alabama. Matter of fact, I would say he was the most consistent receiver that they had. Now, I just heard, Brandon talking about Ryan Williams. Like he's like me. I just said this yesterday, and I totally agree. Like when this dude goes up to catch a ball, you hold your breath. I mean, he makes a great acrobatic circus catches look easy. Then just a regular post play hits it right in the hands, he drops it. So you just don't know Coleman Williams that you're going to get. So, but back to Jeremy Bernard. Listen, if it was me, now I'm not going to be shocked if he goes second or third round. I mean, somebody may like, it don't take but one team to like you, right? So, and he can play. I don't know if he's a plug and play the way Brandon just said. I don't think he's a guy that's going to just step right in the roster. He's definitely not a number one receiver. To me, he's a 3, 4, 5 type of guy. I don't even think he's a number 2 receiver. I think he's a 3, 4, 5. And that's not bad if you can get that rotation. So, listen, good kid. I love his heart. I love that he loves Jesus. He's a number one for me there. Period. Based on his faith, and that trumps anything on the football field. But is he
you're saying that you're saying because he done just jump off the table. What about the consistency factor? I mean, the guy, he runs great routes. He's really smooth. He has great hands.
I don't think
you see the versatility. Fast. I feel like he can play a number.
I don't think he's that fast. I don't think he has great separation speed.
Well, wait, no. He ran a good 40. What was the 40 at the combine? He ran. Wasn't it like low 4.4? Or was it 4.4?
He ran a 4.4. It was a high 4.4, but he ran a 4.4.
I was about to say, I knew it was like right at 4.5 or low 4 or high 4.4.
And the irony, what Pastor he's talking about, guess what? I had the same type of thought on because I'm a Tampa Bay fan. When they drafted Emeka Egbuka, I think that's his name.
Yeah,
how you're describing Jeremy is how I was like, when he went in the first round, I was like, what? How do you go in the first round? But now I started digging into it, and now you're starting to see these. Again, the NFL teams are telling you what they're looking for. They want consistency. They want someone that oftentimes, again, you're seeing exactly how they run routes. All of that is true. He may not be a separator, but he's consistently catching the ball. He's consistently somehow always in the right place at the right time. I would take the consistency over somebody that's a flash in the pan any day of the week, unless that person's measurables were looking like Julio Jones. And that's why DK Metcalf, he was injured all the time. But you remember that system that they were running was garbage. That's why A.J. Brown and him, they didn't have the skill set, in my opinion, to go in the first round, because I was like, they're running this RPO game that's hard to translate. All you do is run slants and post, but you don't know how to set up the routes. You don't know exactly the depth. You're just getting open because you're a fantastic athlete. And so then you get exposed when you get to the NFL a little bit, because now those guys are just sitting on whatever route you're running. And so when I look at it, there's a reason why those Ohio State receivers keep going in the first round. It's because they're well coached, because their coach was a first round pick. That's why I'm like, a lot of these people, when you're developing the talent, I'm looking at even the drills. Like, watch Ohio State and how they run drills. I'm like, this is a pro-style coaching mechanism that they've gotten into, and now that talent that they have, it's repeatable. So when those guys come in, it's plug and play in my mind, because they're well coached. Now, do I think they get overrated? 100%. Marvin Harrison, I think he's been average. I didn't think he was fast enough to be able to create enough separation, but he has the measurables, and eventually you're hoping that things start working. But so far, he's been average. But you would think, in coming from Ohio State, the lineage, you would think that he would be the go-to receiver. And I think he's the number 2 receiver on his own team. And so you look at that, and so for Jeremy, when you say he's, the third, fourth, I'm like, you can say that, but if you know this guy's always going to be consistent, that's the ones that tack on and end up being your second or third receivers, because you can trust them. I have to have somebody I can trust. Those deep threats, the receiver from the Seahawks that has all the speed in the world. There's a reason why all he does is run go routes. I'm like, why? Oh man, go route, screen. He's not doing anything else. And then you got, Smith and Jigba going in because he's a route technician. He's not the fastest dude. He's got great hands, but I would tell you that there's probably 15 other receivers that are top in the league that can burn him on a go route. But he just consistently gets open. So that's what you got to look at the receivers, man.
Yeah.
Consistently getting open, catching the ball, and showing up.
I agree, and that's what I see out of him. And I understand what my dad's trying to explain here in terms of like he's not the flashiest guy. He might not, like you said, have that big spark when you watch him, but he is going to be consistent. He's got great hands. He's always finding himself open, and I think he's easily going to make a football team better. Because when you have a guy like that, man,
I give him third to fourth round.
Oh my God!
Hey, Chris, I know we wrap it up.
No.
I know we wrap it up. I gotta leave past with this, man.
No. I was going to tell you, Brandon. No, I was going to just send us to break, and then I was going to let you stay on for the next segment because I wasn't done unless you
Okay, cool. I'm with it.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I was going to just get a quick timeout, and that way we got plenty more time. We come back because we're going to continue this conversation with Brandon Clear, former Clemson wide receiver. We're talking some NFL drafts, some of these Alabama prospects who participated in Pro Day. We'll keep the conversation going right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
The Tuscaloosa Thread News Update is brought to you by...
Yeah, they got on CBS. Oh crap! Let me move that out the way. Draft Buzz. I mean, I don't know how you guys value these sites, but anyway, they got him as the 9th wide receiver prospect. I always go off of CBS, which is what we just had pulled up, but they have him as the 7th receiver prospect. Have him like 44th overall, which would be a second round grade. I mean, I think he ends up being a second round guy, but that's why I said no later than the third round. No later than the third round. My dad's just a harsh critic, man. I don't see that happening. That's why I said I'm willing to do a little friendly wager on that, no doubt. Somebody asked about Parker Brailsford. I thought he looked good, but I just didn't highlight him as much. Number one, I didn't see as many clips from him. Remember, guys, unfortunately I couldn't even go. But two, he's gonna excel in that stuff. I mean, we all know Parker was the best athlete on that offensive line. I think he's done a nice job adding a little bit of size, right? Because that's always going to be a thing with him. Is he a little undersized as a center, going to play on the next level? But I thought he looked good, man. And he's always going to impress in those settings. I mean, that's where he's going to excel. Proctor, to me, I just kind of had my eyes out on him, just knowing, he's been trying to, have that body transformation, shed some weight, showcase his ability. Because, I mean, yes, a lot of people talk about him playing guard, but there's still some conversation. Maybe he sticks at tackle. And I just wanted to see him, get out there and move. And I thought he looked well. And I don't say that in terms of like, oh, he wasn't applying himself. I just want to be clear. I feel like if he would have been a little bit more disciplined in terms of, staying at a certain weight and really maintaining that, I just think he could have been even better as a football player. And he did get better each year. I thought he consistently got better, but there's no doubt I think that being 380 pounds is not ideal for any player. You know what I mean? Who else? Well, we talked about the linebackers. I thought they looked good, but yeah, I really was impressed with Nakai. Really, all of them I thought looked solid. But Nakai, I'll be honest with you, man, he looked better than I was anticipating. I didn't get to see much of the DB stuff, so I was hoping to see Damani get out there, but exactly. See, so Smitty, that's my point. Like, that's what people are going to be. That's what I'm saying. I'm not bringing it up to pick on the dude, but it's a fact. I mean, Smitty's comment is Proctor looks in great shape, but best believe scouts will ask him, why were you too heavy during your time at Alabama with the resources, right? Like, I'm just being very honest here, right? Because Smitty's 100% right. I mean, like, with the resources and everything they have to offer, I mean, like, the only true explanation was the player not really disciplined, right? I mean, I know they joke. That's why I was saying, like, they were joking about the nickname like Krispy Kreme or whatever, but I'm like, man, that's not, to me, I don't really think that's that much of a joke. Because I'm like, man, we're talking about a dude who could have helped this team a lot more if he was a little bit in better shape, you know. But that's just me being honest, man. Regardless, he's going to be fine. It's just a thought that I think some personnel, like somebody just said, are probably going to have. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, talking Alabama Pro Day, some NFL draft talk. We're joined by Brandon Clear, former Clemson wide receiver, who joins us every Thursday on the show. Good little back and forth going between the Pastor of Pain and Mr. Clear regarding Jeremy Bernard. Okay, go ahead, Pastor. Go ahead.
Let me just say this. I cannot stand these kids. All of a sudden, right? They get into draft time, they get to the combine, they get to pro day, and they look amazing. They look great. And, they move, they're so fluid. They're so, why don't your tail have that attitude while 3, 4, 5 years you're at college, lose weight, get in shape, dominate while you in college? What drives me nuts when they go away to Arizona or to Miami or wherever their agent sends them to train, and then all of a sudden they come back Superman, phone booth. They had this amazing transformation all of a sudden, and now we want to sit here and try to judge them and break down what they did on the. Listen, guys, what matters is what they do on film. These scouts, they understand one thing. They talk to every coach, high school coaches, influencers in their lives. They know all about these young men. They're not going to be tricked and fooled because you go and take Ozempic for 3 months or whatever you do and come back.
I don't know. Is that legal in the league?
No.
Is that legal?
Yeah, it's legal. That's medicine. What are you going to do? Yeah,
I don't know. That might be considered a PED, isn't it?
Yeah,
I need to look that up.
It's legal medication, and you come back just so you can run a great time or look fluid in your drills. Come on, man. I mean, what is your attitude? Because what they want to know is, can I trust this kid to give him all this money, get to the team? Is he going to work? What's his work ethic? Right? That matters more. Ask those strength coaches, position coaches, what kind of work ethic do these young men have? Because I don't care you go away for 3.5, 4 months, and then you come and show me you're in shape. Yeah, but what, like Smitty just said, what about those 3 years? Why were your tail 380? Overweight, can't move. You eat too many pork and beans or whatever. I mean, what are you doing? Like, come on, man. I'm over it. I mean, Brandon, I'm sorry. I'm old school, bro. And I'm just gonna I keep it a buck, bro. I'm just telling you, it's like that. Kane Proctor can't move. He can't block. He got dominated on the edge. He had problems with speed. He's not a left tackle. He's going to probably have to play guard if he's going to have any type of longevity in the league. He reminds me of Evan Neal, same kind of guy, big, was athletic. His box jump was incredible. Remember that high box jump? They going crazy. The Mel Kiper. Oh my God, this guy, man, when you gonna box jump on the football field? You gonna get your nose boxed in? I mean, I don't care about your no box jump. Can you knock the suck out of this box? Right? So we get caught up in all these theatrics of drill work. Oh, he looked good in the 1-5, whatever they call it, 10-5-5, whatever. Oh, he looked good in this drill. Socks, jocks, and t-shirts means nothing. Film. There
it is.
Film.
Let Brandon
there
talk.
It is.
Brandon, you got a couple minutes real quick, if you want to.
Yeah, I was going to tell it. Look. Oh, Pastor, I know you went to bike week back when you were young, man. So when you went to bike week, you were cutting a little weight. You wanted to show some ass. So when you were young, you talking
about Black Bikers Week?
Yeah, look. You
know what he's talking about. Don't try to act like you know exactly what
you know what it is.
You wouldn't be at White Bike Week, would you? Yeah, you
probably
would. Yeah, you had a hard.
But that's what I'm saying. He knew what I was talking about. So the reason why I mentioned that is the same mentality as youngins. I agree, because if you're a hard worker, you always gonna show up. You don't have to go over to some place for 3 months, cut a whole bunch of weight. Proctor's been battling his weight the whole time. I agree with you. And so when you look at that, I see your mentality. You'll show up when someone's paying you to show up, But what happens when no one's looking at you? That's why Zion Williamson going to basketball. That's why he looks the way he looks. Zion should be dominated, but he can't stay off of cheeseburgers. So he took some Ozempic, but guess what? He started going back to them old habits of putting the weight back on, and dealing with some of them OnlyFans moms. So the mentality didn't change. He's the athlete. The mentality didn't change. So I actually agree with Pastor on this one. These guys can fool a lot of people during this, talking and doing all these things. But what happens when the brights get light and you got to show up? If you ain't been doing the work this whole time, you get exposed. So I agree with them on that one.
But bro,
the new generation, they got to get it. They gonna get it fixed.
Now all I got in my mind, and I just had my lunch. I'm about to throw it up. Is when I went to Black Bikers Week one time, and I took my Bentley down there, Brandon. And then they had out front of the hotel with the cones, bro. And I come outside, me and my boy. I got these sisters all of their booty juice on my Bentley taking pictures. Being in bikinis that Lord know they should never put a bikini on. They should never be on the back of a motorcycle. I mean, it's like I got 6 sisters, bro. So hear me when I say that. Those sisters at Black Bikers Weekend. Bro, I'll tell you, then they won't get mad at the athletes I'm dating the white girl because y'all be wearing it.
Okay, all right, now that's all. That's enough. That's enough. And on that note, we gotta hit this top hour break because we gotta.
Hey man, look, pass on the roll, man. Let the man cook, Christian. Let him cook.
I gotta. No, listen. You know how they say you gotta save people from themselves. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I gotta save him from himself.
Why you like white girls? Have you been to Black Bikers Weekend?
Okay, Brandon.
Hey, I didn't specify. I knew where he was at.
Yeah. Okay, Brandon. We appreciate you, brother. For you get in trouble too, man. You have a great rest of your day.
I'll be good talking to you, brother.
Hey, all love, man. Praying for y'all, man. We'll have to do this again. Pastor, I appreciate it, man. Y'all go ahead, keep doing the work. And Mills Edge family, talk to y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan, man. Looking forward to it. Brandon Clear, everybody. We appreciate him joining us on Thursday. We hit the top hour break. We come back. We're joined by Adam Lamparello, our official legal representation. Continue talking some Alabama football and more right here on the Miller's Edge, Title 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
WTBC Tuscaloosa and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station, tied 100.9.
Hold on, there we go. Let's get this right. And boom, there we go. We got our guy Adam on here. We'll throw Adam in the middle.
How you doing, Christian and Corey?
Good, man. Can't complain. We're playing damage control, man. We might need Adam's help to get my dad out of cancellation if he keeps up on this role that he's on.
Corey, I mean this 1,000%. This actually happened. Last night I had a dream, and in the dream was your helmet. So I have to have a helmet. I have to.
Adam's dreaming about it now.
Hey, bro, that's right. I'm sitting there looking at it right now.
So
I had it in the auction last year, and the guys were like, "Don't." I mean, so it was up there, but I like, man, I got helmets. You know what I mean? I thought it was cool because it was my first one. But for somebody that loved, you love the Giants.
Absolutely love them, and you just named the price.
It would mean I wouldn't just, but it would mean something to you, and I know you would always cherish it. That's what I'm saying. That would be beautiful.
Absolutely. And 91 was your rookie year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep, I remember that year. So yeah, you just named the price, and I will tell my girlfriend we can't go to dinner for 2 months, and that's perfectly fine because I want that helmet.
You're gonna be in the doghouse on that one, Adam.
Don't get me involved in that, no.
Hey, LT looked pretty good right here. I'm not gonna lie to you. You look good turning that corner. Swipe, nice bend right there. Nice bend, turn the corner. I wish there weren't. I think the defensive guys went last. I feel like they switched the order around. Normally it's like the quarterbacks.
Say the best for last, defense.
Yeah. So that's the unfortunate thing. It looked good though. It looked good. Adam, man, I'm gonna ask you about some of these updates that we got. I know I texted you when they what was it? They announced that he let them go through his phone or something like that, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but definitely curious your thoughts on any of those updates. We'll definitely keep talking some football. Scrimmage number 1 tomorrow. Yeah, scrimmage number 1 tomorrow. So we'll kind of preview that, kind of give our thoughts on maybe what we want to see, all that good stuff. Trying to think of what else has been going on. I saw that Tom Brady was talking about trying to make a comeback, but
what?
Yeah, but he said he was like contemplating, he was thinking about it, and then clearly there was some pushback from the NFL. I think with him being an owner, a little bit of a conflict of interest there.
Yeah,
not necessarily ideal, but hey, listen, he looked the part in that flag football game, man.
He's amazing.
He's in great shape. All the stuff he can take now. I need to figure out some of that stuff they taking so I can look like that.
Well, first they actually work out, man. You gotta get back on. You used to be so active in the gym, man. Then your knees went out, and then you just stopped, man.
Them checks stopped too.
What checks, brother? I'm talking about even like 5 years ago. I mean, like,
no, I used to be good. I mean, I was dunking the basketball up to probably to about 45.
No, I'm not talking about that, man. I'm talking about just lifting weights, man. You need to do all that. I don't recommend you do all that.
I'm actually gonna go join the gym right now. I'll shoot y'all a picture from Planet Fitness.
There you go.
I have a 14-inch vertical.
I thought I got fat up under my armpits. I got man boobs and I got fat on my armpits. I got to fix that.
Okay. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge Top 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We just finished up with Brandon Clear, talked some NFL draft, Alabama Pro Day. Again, those guys wrapped that up yesterday. Still a lot of conversations being had, and we're a part of it talking about that. But now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're joined by our official legal representation. I can't speak today, guys. Bear with me, man. I think I woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
You said it every day.
What do you mean?
I can't speak today.
No, it's like every other day. But now last night I didn't get great sleep. Last night. That's probably why. Plus, when you study a different language, man, just imagine your brain trying to speak English. Why are you saying, "Oh God"? It's a thing. I mean, you learn a different language. You speak in tongues, right? Right? I don't think that's considered
that's
language.
Spiritual. That's not learning.
Okay. Anyway, we're joined by Adam Lamparello, everybody, of Lamparello Law Education and Advocacy, who joins us every Thursday, our official representation here on the show. Adam, welcome in, man. How's everything?
I'm doing great, Christian. Thanks so much for having me on.
Absolutely.
Adam, you look like Reagan Stoner a little bit when I look up quickly. Reagan is on our cigar, one of the sponsors of the show.
He owns
when I look up and just, I'd be like thinking of Reagan in my brain because you kind of got the same look. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I just turned 50, so I'm trying to fight the aging process.
Let me see if I can pull up 50?
I'm 50.
Oh, you look good, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, and we're trying to get you on that path too, man. Because I tell you gotta get you back in the gym, man.
What are you talking about? I look great. People I shave that gray off. I look 40.
Yeah, from the neck up. But I'm saying, like you said, man, you had all that muscle, man. It's starting to kind of sag a little bit. You gotta get back and hit the. You used to bench press like every day. I feel like every day you should just go in there.
I bench about 525. 5 was my max. 540 and
pounds.
Yeah, but when you're when your joints and things like lifting all that weight, Adam. Back in the day, man, and playing on a real AstroTurf at Giant Stadium. That's Reagan right there on the screen.
Yeah, that's Reagan with Ty Simpson right there. Shout out to Reagan of R&R Cigars. I could kind of see a little bit of the resemblance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, when your joints hurt, man, when it hurts, it's hard to lift weights, bro. It really is. And then, but I'm going back. I was thinking about today because NFL normally gives us a free membership at the Y. And then I called yesterday, actually. And then they were like, well, there's something. So I'm just going to go to Planet Fitness and you can get in that massage chair, that nitro thing with the water. So I'm going to do that.
I actually went to Planet Fitness a few days ago because I have a membership there and I hadn't been in a while. So I went to the weight section. I put 225 pounds on the bench press because I used to be able to do that in high school. And I tried one rep and it fell on me. And thank God there were these racks. They have these safety racks where if you can't lift it, but it wasn't even close. And I went down to like 90 pounds and I did about 5 reps and I felt totally demoralized and I left.
Wait. But you had to work your way up, right? I mean, you didn't just start with 225, did you?
I did because I thought I was strong enough to lift it. Because I did
man.
when I was 15, I benched 225 like 3 times. But it's 35 years later, and I found out.
Oh
Things
yeah.
change. The anatomy don't work the same as 15 and 50.
Well, really, not even just that. I mean, it's really just the lack of time or reps. Really, like for instance, if I don't bench for a long time, best believe I will, decrease in my number, right? A lot. That's just natural. So yeah, you just next time. I definitely will work your way up, Adam, because I don't want you to tear nothing, man.
Yeah, you
we can't
warm
have
up. You got to get things
on
warmed
IR,
up,
man.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, we don't want you on IR, man. Listen, you don't want a pec or even the bicep and the shoulder part, man. You got to be careful.
You should have seen me on that 3rd rep battling like it was a war with 90 pounds. I walked out. I said, "This is defeating."
Now, I do have, but like you said, you got the rack on Planet Fitness. It is like the Smith machine, right? So you can always emergency land it, right? You can always just throw your wrist forward, which is good.
I ain't doing no free weights. No free weights. I
don't blame you on the. That's fine.
Reps and repetition.
You're not a bodybuilder. You don't have to. I'm gonna write you guys up a plan, because I did get. Listen, I proudly got my degree here at Alabama. I got my undergrad in kinesiology, exercise science. All right, so I think I can help you guys out, man. I'm gonna come up with a workout plan. I'm gonna send it to both of you, and we'll get on that, man. We'll do it the right way. Everybody's trying to take the quick way out now. Ozempic and stuff. I mean, I don't know. All power to you if you do, but we'll get you guys a good plan.
Shots in your butt like steroids to get strong people.
Oh, I was like, I've never no.
Now you get shots to lose.
Christian, can you add me to that plan? I don't want the steroids, but can you add me to the plan too? Because I need it.
I got all you guys. They'll get you zips over on your face.
Ozempic causes extreme nausea.
Does it?
Yeah, Ozempic, and then you got Morjana or something.
I don't know. I don't know. Again, it works. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm saying I always believe in trying to do it.
And I've seen girls on Facebook.
Oh God, here we go.
That they on the heaviest. They on the Black Bikers Weekend side, and then you see them again 6 weeks, 6 months, and they look like runway models. Like, I mean, what in the world happened? Like,
there's other substances that people have used. I was going to say there's a couple methods there that we're not going to dive into right now because we're going to talk some football, ladies and gentlemen. Adam, we've been talking some pro day, man. I know you keep up with a lot. I don't know if you've had a chance to see any clips or hear the conversation regarding Ty Simpson. A lot of traction going towards the Jets. I know you're a big Giants fan, the wrong New York team, man. Any thoughts just coming out of pro day and everything that's kind of transpired yesterday, any of the latest news?
When I look at how Ty performed at the Combine and how he threw the ball yesterday and the confidence in his eyes, I am predicting he will go number 1 over Fernando Mendoza.
Whoa, Adam coming on with a bombshell here. Wait. So number 1 quarterback, number 1 overall?
Let me clarify, number 1 quarterback. Over,
I mean, that's still a strong take there. So you're joining the Dan Orlovsky train here, Adam, and you're going off of just seeing his performance at the Combine, Pro Day, and you're just feeling confident that he's starting to surpass Fernando.
Yeah, I think he has an incredibly high football IQ, and I think that as he develops, he's going to be able to effectively read defenses and get the ball out quickly and make his reads quickly. I just think he has the combination of the intangibles and the raw talent to really come together as an impact player in the NFL. He reminds me a little bit of a mini Tom Brady.
Damn.
Well, let me say this to Adam's point.
That's some big.
The thing that Ty has also going for him is the fact that he hasn't really. I mean, think about it. He hasn't played but 17 games.
I think 15 starts.
Okay, 15 starts and played some garbage time behind Milrow. I mean, so the young man hasn't played a lot of football. And when you're talking about, for the most part, pretty healthy. I know he had some nicks at the end of the year last year, but he hasn't had a lot of starts. Hasn't had a lot of, really meaningful games. 3-4 years. So I think you look at a guy like that and you say, man, you put him in the right offense, right coach, that can teach him. And I think he can. He's a guy that can play. Again, I like him better than Mendoza. I know everybody got hyped up, with him to run against Miami. I mean, the guy Mendoza's a player that has a great will, great heart, great fight, toughness. And you want that in a quarterback. You want that in a leader. But from a potential and all just physicality and fundamentals, I think Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this particular draft. Now, granted, there are not a ton of them, but in this draft, for me, if I was again scouting and coaching, and I would rate him higher than Mendoza just because of those things Orlowski talked about. When you look at those NFL throws, when you got guys in your face, Mendoza had a lot of time. You know, he had a system where that ball was out, people were open. Ty didn't have that. So you're talking about being prepared, learning how to play under pressure, learning how to diagnose plays at the line of scrimmage, those types of things. Yes, give me Ty Simpson in that case. As far as the young up-and-coming quarterback in the future, I like him as well.
Let me ask you guys this real quick, because I share a lot of those same beliefs. I'm not fully ready to say I see him going higher than Fernando. I see why people have him higher than Fernando. Because, again, I think when you talk about the NFL draft, people have to remember it's not always the best player right now, right? You're talking about you're trying to project how this guy is going to translate. And I see all the things that you guys are mentioning, from the processing, the mechanics, the footwork, some of those throws that he made. I mean, we consistently were saying, man, that's an NFL type throw. Now, were there some inconsistencies at times, especially later on in the season? Sure, we know there was a lot of factors involved in that. However, when I think about this, guys, I just can't help but wonder, did you guys have this belief all along? Is this something that's new? Because I feel like for some people, this is a little bit of a newer thing. They're going back and now they're saying, okay, now I have him as this, top quarterback in this draft, surpassing Fernando Mendoza. Or is this something that you guys have believed all along? Or is pro day and combine, those things that finally gave him the edge in y'all's eyes? I'm just curious, because for me, I'm slowly I'm coming around to that being a reality, a potential reality. But I'm just curious if you guys felt that all along, or is something recently that really kind of gave him that edge in y'all's eyes?
Go ahead,
Adam. I always thought he had the potential to be the first quarterback taken in the draft because of the way he played in the early to middle part of the season. And I didn't really think that it detracted from him much that they struggled near the end, because I think a lot of that was attributable to the offensive line. He makes incredibly accurate throws. He can make throws in tight windows. He has a good touch on the ball. He makes good reads. He can read defenses. Now, there's one weakness that I saw, and again, I'm not an expert, but I think that, and there's a great comparison here to my favorite quarterback of all time. When Ty is under pressure, sometimes he doesn't stay in the pocket enough and he gets a little bit anxious. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of my favorite quarterback of all time, which is Phil Simms from the Giants. One thing about Phil Simms, apart from being tough and being a leader, he would be under pressure and he would stand in the pocket almost like he was unfazed, and he would deliver the ball with incredible accuracy. So the one thing that I think Ty needs to work on, with all due respect, is, staying in the pocket an extra second and, staying calm instead of trying to run outside the pocket. Other than that, I think he has the chance to be an incredibly successful player in the NFL. Yeah.
Well, the fact that, the offensive line play, of course, we talked about this ad nauseum. Not really good at Alabama the last couple of years, but for sure last year. Unfortunately, he had to at least learn how to stay in that pocket, calm and collected, and make throws. And he's shown that Missouri game. They showed that, I think, this highlight package. Vanderbilt game, he made some really NFL type throws under duress, duress and stress. And so NFL scouts are going to look at that and go, I like his composure, because you want a quarterback that's composed. But he has times where he get the deer in headlight looks, is where he struggled, and he get happy feet, and he's thrown off his back foot, and he's trying to, so there are things there, but that's to be expected from young quarterbacks, from a guy who hasn't played a lot of football. So you kind of expect some of those things, but they weren't all the time. So you take a guy like Ty Simpson and even Mendoza. I mean, if they get into the right system and they have the right coach, they're going to flourish. I like them as NFL quarterbacks. Now, the size differential is the two things when you look at these guys. I mean, Mendoza's a bigger guy. I mean, and he's taller. That's the thing. He's probably 225. Ty's, he might be 6'4" or 5. Ty's about 6'1". He's a shorter quarterback. The other thing is both are really good athletes, better athletes than you think, because they don't look the part or look like the typical dual threat guy. But they both can run the football. They got great escapability. They can extend plays, things that you have to have at this next level because you're going to get pressure. With all these defensive ends and the speed of defenses today. So they got to be able to extend plays and with their eyes looking downfield and be able to deliver the football and make throws. So listen, I don't think there's one really above Adam above the other. I think you can flip a coin and be like, yeah, I'll take this guy. And either whoever it is not going to matter because I don't think there's some huge difference. But good for Ty Simpson. Good for him staying at Alabama. Playing behind Milroe. Everybody was calling for him, but he waited his turn. He had the competition. People always want the cute quarterback, the second string. Everybody's the high, rated kid, and he hung in there and beat him out and became the starter and did a lot of good things. I mean, so good for him. And anytime that you get a kid that knows the game, like his dad's a football coach in college, that kid knows he can look at that board and diagnose. And I mean, he knows all that, and that's very evident that he gets up there and he can check plays. We like to call it the check with me package. You get quarterbacks plays plural and say, hey, if they're in this front or if they do this and with the motion or why trade, then you need to switch. He is a check with me guy. He can get up there and get them out of a play into a very nice play. And that you don't see that a lot in today's game because everything is so predetermined. But I'm a fan of Ty Simpson. I hope he just stops saying right all the time in his interviews. He says right about 48 times per interview. We just need to get that down to about 5.
That's coaching. So that's coach speak, right? I mean, all of the coaches I've ever had, I feel like Coach Saban and we had a number of coaches that always said that. I don't know. That's probably where it comes from. Maybe his dad too. All right, we got to hit a quick timeout. We come back. We keep talking some Alabama football. Plus, we got our lawyer here on the show, man. So we got to ask him about the latest regarding that Holloway situation and see kind of what his thoughts are now because there have been some more details that have come out since we last have spoken to Adam. So we'll do that right here when we come back on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Looking.
Let's see.
Adam, got your name on it.
Brother, will you stop auctioning off a helmet while we trying to do a show? Goodness
gracious.
The man said
Well,
he's interested in the helmet.
Name the price and I will send
be careful, Adam. Don't say that. No, don't say that.
No, don't send it to him.
No, it's not. Brother, anybody touching up ministry money or quote unquote ministry money? Don't do that. Listen, I'm not involved in that, man. Adam, to be careful, say name a price, man. He might hit you on the head. Don't.
I'm just going to tell my girlfriend for the next 6 months. We're going to have to stay in the house.
I can tell you what it was leaning toward at the auction. Now, it might go higher, it might go lower. I don't know, but it was around 10 grand.
10,000.
Exactly what I thought.
Lord.
Yeah,
Lord, bro. No. $10,000.
Yeah.
Brother, I just looked on eBay. That might you.
Bro, you cannot go find any helmet that a worn helmet.
Tiki Barber has a worn helmet on.
Well, he cheated on his wife, and why she was pregnant.
Really? Come on, man. Don't do that one. Don't do that one,
But
man.
I've done that too, so I'm not judging.
Don't do that one, man. Come on, man.
That is an authentic early 90s Giants helmet. None of this NY. It's got Giants across it.
That's the real deal, bro.
Man,
Tiki Barber got a helmet. How much his helmet was? I might buy it tomorrow.
A tenth of that. That's what I'm saying, man.
$1,000?
Yeah. Oh. Or it might have been 2. It might have been 19. Hold on.
Yeah, I bet it wasn't no real helmet.
Yes, it was. Where'd it go? I mean, Jesse Armstead's on here. That one's 45.
That's another good one.
100. That's 4,500 though.
No, there's no way Jesse Armstead's helmet. I can call him. I got a number right here on my phone.
Bro, it's right here. It says game used helmet, Jesse Armstead.
I promise you, that's not a game.
You know what it would be? Yeah, I want to win that auction. I also there's another there's an artifact from the early Giants, early 90s Giants pertaining to Phil Simms. I was at the game. It was a very cold game. Now, everyone loved Phil Simms, but in this game, they booed him because he wore gloves. And the second he threw an incomplete pass, they went berserk and said, take off the gloves. I think it was like the Rams or something. And it was funny because, like, the fans, the second he threw one incompletion, I can't tell you what they were saying because it was.
Oh, gosh.
But it was those Giants teams were awesome.
Let me see. All right, that Tiki Barber one. I don't know if that's the same one. It was 16.99, but I don't think that was.
I promise you.
Oh no, here this is one. I don't know. I just says
that ain't no real. That's
game
not it.
use. Oh wait, no, that's not. Wait, yeah,
that's not it.
Yeah, it says Tiki Barber.
He might have signed. That's not his helmet. I promise you.
Did he not wear that number? I mean. And there's even authentication.
You're the kind of guy, you go online, you can sell them. Hey, let me say this beachfront property in Alaska.
I'm not doing anything. I just, like I said, I just.
Hey, you get one for $111 right here.
No, what in the world?
Corey,
figure out what that noise is? Sorry.
Did you guys ever like reunite as players and like do autograph signings and stuff and like stuff like that?
We used to go to this sports place in Jersey. What was it called? It was kind of like Dick's today, but they called it something else in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Scott Brandon, he did all that memorabilia and he did a lot. We kept us working, man. We go there 30 minutes, get five stacks. You know what I mean? Go sign autographs for 30 minutes. The line be long. Like, dude, 30 minutes, we can't. I mean, you're not going to get through these lines. It's not fair to the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We're joined by Adam Lamparello of Lamparello Law, Education, and Advocacy, our official legal representation here on the show. And he also joins us every Thursday as we talk a number of things. And ironically, we just happen to have so many legal cases to discuss. And a perfect timing to get Adam on board joining us, which is perfect. Again, if you guys are interested in and maybe need this representation. Now, hopefully you guys don't need it in bad context, but if you do, you never know. You might find yourself in a situation. You need something or someone, I should say, to represent you in a first-class manner with genuine care, passion, and relentless advocacy. Make sure you guys check out Lamparello Law. Also, education and advocacy for all those matters, whether it's for students, faculty, and staff, or athletes in academic misconduct matters, First Amendment cases, name, image, and likeness. We all know how important that is. Criminal defense matters. Hopefully you can guys stay out of trouble, but you never know. Make sure you guys hit up Adam and his team. But also, if you or you have any high school, college, or graduate students that are looking for any help, whether it's career or academic planning, they can help with resumes, personal statements, application strategy, test taking preparation, you name it, they've got you covered right there at Lamparello Law. Education and advocacy. You can reach out to Adam while he's on our stream, of course, but you can always give him a call, 201-317-5115, or email him at adam@lamparello-law.com. And then that website, Adam, which is it officially launched yet or really soon? I know we're getting close.
It's about a week and a half out.
Week and a half out. Hopefully we'll have that for you guys soon. But lamparello-law.com will be the website. But of course, just come hang out with us on the Miller's Edge, and you can talk to Adam directly, man. Join the chat here.
Go to Jersey. I'm talking about Jersey.
Come visit us in East Rutherford.
There you go.
I met a guy the other day, Adam. He was from Jersey, and he lived in, I think near the Palisades Parkway.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not far from Hasbrook Heights.
Yeah.
Well, what else is famous in East Rutherford, though? Because I feel like I hear that all the time.
Giant Stadium.
Giant Stadium. Okay. That's okay. That was dumb. Sorry.
Ralph's Italian Pizza.
I've never had that, but it definitely sounds good. But
have you ever
that's
been
the
to,
real deal pizza
Benny?
up there, though. That's not what we have down here, though.
No. That's we call it New York pie. It's called pie. And if you want some real
big
pizza,
and thin slice, right?
Oh man, greasy. I mean, you beat your shirt, all your clothes. You have to wear a bib because your stuff would be all messed up. But have you been down to Vinny's in Hoboken? There's a place back in the day called Vinny's, and it was a Hoboken.
I've never been to Vinny's. I've been to Hoboken a number of times. I really liked it there, but I've never been to Vinny's.
That place was so good, man. You talking about Weehawken, Hoboken, and those areas? I tell you those things. That's where we always hang out
Cool. They
on
have a lot of
Thursday
cool
night.
bars.
Thursday nights at the practice or Monday nights at the we go down to Vinny's, get full, get some drinks, and then we take the car go through the tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel, and go down to China Club.
Yeah.
And getting to start popping them bottles back in the day.
Oh God. It all leads back to
Hoboken's
that one
good.
way
Well,
or
I mean, that's
another,
what we
man.
see. Think about me. See, as a pastor, one thing that people know, and I always said this: they ain't gonna ever have to worry about guessing about me, because I tell the truth, whether it's good or bad. My prior life, who I used to, ain't who I am today. But man, people grow by your truth. I mean, don't look at me and put me like I'm Jesus. I'm human, just like everybody else. Have failures, just like everybody else. Hit potholes sometimes in life, just like everybody else. I just seek to grow daily. But you got to be honest with people, and even sometimes tell them, hey, when people, I know you're a pastor, and they cuss, and I'm like, you don't think I've ever cursed before? You don't think I've heard curse first? Like, I don't know what they think. Like, we're just pastors and preachers. We're just human beings, saved by grace, just like everybody else. So
there you go.
Yeah, we did the same. We did the same things. But it's good to have Adam on because he brings back those memories of Jersey, man. The good days. Now, I go back now and I be like, man, I don't know if I miss Jersey, because LT had a place right there on 17 we would go to, and Kathy Lee and Frank Gifford used to host a show there. With LT, man, we'd go there after practice. That would be awesome. It's just a lot of good times. It was a lot of good times.
My house is actually just a couple of blocks up from 17. There's a football field, our high school football field on 17 by Franklin Ave, and I'm just right up the street.
Yeah. What about one more? And I'll let we get back to Alabama. But did you ever go to a place called Cubby's Ribs?
Yes.
The guy that owned that place named Bobby, and he was big on POW. We used to go there. You talking about tear up slabs of ribs, bro?
Yep. Cubbies. And also, did you ever go to the Ground Round? It was on 17.
If it was on 17, I've been there. Promise you.
Okay. It's where you got to throw the peanuts all over the floor. And the whole
that's called Texas Roadhouse. That's what we do at Texas Roadhouse. That they stole that from Texas Roadhouse. I know about throwing peanuts on the floor. I've never been to that place, but I do know at Texas Roadhouse growing up, they give you all the peanuts.
Yeah, you slip on them peanuts, then you're really gonna need a Lamparello law firm.
And that's a fair point. So speaking of his law firm and legal issues, just want to get Adam's thoughts real quick. On the latest with Aiden Holloway. Now, he did not travel with the team to Chicago. I think that was pretty much expected at this point. He's still working through those proceedings here or wherever. I guess, of course, here in Tuscaloosa, that was where it all went down at. But, Adam, since we talked last time, there were some details that came out, I want to say like the following day or so. And they were basically, and there were some big details. And I remember I texted you and I wanted your thoughts on this because a lot of people felt that this kind of shifted, not necessarily the narrative, but it could be, I don't know, something big in this case. To recap on what that is, they released kind of like the paperwork, I guess, like the probable cause and the reasoning for them going and searching the residence of Aiden. And what it reads is, within the past 48 hours, they conducted a trash pull after receiving complaints, and they observed on the trash can by the curb items with his name written on the lid. They ended up pulling 2 household trash bags from the trash can. One of the trash bags, there was a box with a shipping label that was addressed to him with his address. And then also in another bag, there were more items with his name on it, which clearly, identified him, I guess, being a part of that residence. In the same bag, there was loose marijuana that was stuck to a cat food container and partially smoked blunt. Agents then, I guess, ran his information, had his license, returned to the address, and that's how they ended up deciding, I guess, probable cause to continue with the search. I know that was a big question I and a lot of other people had. Was it from the traffic stop? Didn't seem that way, and now it's coming out that it was not. It was because they, in fact, pulled some trash. I guess the first question I have, Adam, is how normal is that for that? I think it was the plank first led to the trash pull, then that, and The second question is, does this maybe, I hate saying like this, like work in his favor, work against his favor? The reason I ask that is because I've read people online believe that this actually maybe gives him a little bit more of a case to have some, I don't know, of a defense maybe that they felt it wasn't necessarily justified. Again, I'm not a legal expert. That's why I'm asking you, but just your thoughts on some of these recent developments.
These developments really reinforce my initial position that he should plead guilty to a lower charge, a misdemeanor, and put this behind him. So he's charged with first-degree possession under Alabama law for having 2.1 pounds of marijuana. Basically, that law criminalizes possession, but it also criminalizes the intent to distribute. So they're saying basically the amount he had, while not sufficient for trafficking, allows an inference that he intended to distribute it. So then you have to ask the question, what possible defenses are there? Well, there's procedural defenses like the Fourth Amendment, and then there's substantive defenses like, innocence, someone else did it, whatever that might be. He has a fantastic lawyer in Jason Neff, who is well known in Alabama, one of the best criminal defense lawyers around, and he has access to facts that I don't. But what I know from the public record is this. Regarding the procedure of did the officers obtain the evidence correctly, you have to look at what the Fourth Amendment says and how the United States Supreme Court has interpreted it. The Fourth Amendment protects citizens against unreasonable searches and seizures. But the Supreme Court has interpreted that to mean you are only protected against an unreasonable search or seizure if you have an objective expectation of privacy in the thing being searched. It's a case called Katz versus United States. So under this rationale, the court has said, when you're in your home, you have the highest expectation of privacy, and law enforcement has to have probable cause and a warrant to conduct a search. When you're in your car, though, you have a lesser expectation of privacy, and law enforcement only needs reasonable suspicion that you've broken the law, but no warrant to conduct a stop. Now, when you voluntarily surrender things or your person to the public, you have no expectation of privacy, and law enforcement needs no probable cause and no warrant. Now, that's the general framework, but there's exceptions to the warrant requirement when law enforcement may be required to get a warrant, but doesn't have to because of things like emergency circumstances, seeing criminal activity in plain view, and the like. Here is where one of the exceptions applies. When you voluntarily abandon property, such as by putting it outside in the trash, you do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy under Katz versus United States. Therefore, law enforcement does not need either a warrant or probable cause to search that trash. It's analogous to something called the third-party doctrine under the Fourth Amendment, which says when you voluntarily surrender your possession to a third party, you relinquish your privacy rights. So the abandoned property aspect of it allowed law enforcement to search it even if they didn't have a warrant or probable cause, meaning that the evidence that they found in that trash gave them sufficient probable cause to go into the house. Now, when they went into the house, the question is, did they search in areas that are reasonably likely to contain what they were looking for? And then you have to look at the cell phone search. Under Riley versus California, a 2014 case, the Supreme Court said in a 9-0 decision, you cannot search a cell phone without a warrant, even when arresting somebody for a crime that you have probable cause to believe they've committed. The problem here, and I tell this to all my clients, is Aiden Holloway consented to the search of his phone. Once you consent, you waive the Fourth Amendment. So my point in this rather prolonged discussion is he does not, in my view, have a valid Fourth Amendment basis to challenge the evidence. Now, does he have a valid basis to challenge the Miranda warnings? No, not at this time, I believe, because he was not technically in custody when he made the statements that he made. Long story short, if law enforcement has the evidence that I think they have, he needs to plead guilty immediately to a misdemeanor, put this behind him, go on probation for a year, have some punishment, pay a fine, but get it behind him.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's definitely interesting. I'm glad I get to hear your perspective, along with all of our listeners, because that's The way you explain that makes a lot of more sense. Because when I'm reading it, I'm seeing replies, and there's people that I guess claim to be lawyers on Twitter and stuff. Well, I mean, there's some people that were like, okay, I'm a lawyer, and this is what I think. I'm curious, so I'm reading it, but I don't take anybody's word as serious as I do Adam's, man, because Adam is the real deal.
I take that word. I'm like Perry Mason, you know?
No, I'm saying I take Adam's word. I'm saying when I read online, I'm always a little bit of grain of salt, but with Adam, man, he's always spot on with this stuff, man. I definitely trust what he says. So it sounds like the
well, why wouldn't somebody just clip this in StreamYard? You can clip that. Clip what he just said. Take it over there to Holloway and his people. Tell them to plead to a lesser charge. Give him a misdemeanor. Listen, go do some community service. Go take the trash out. Go sweep the hallways of something. Do something. And then go back, start playing basketball, and get up out this thing. That's all he needs to do. I mean, why you shouldn't, like, take the misdemeanor. You did something wrong. There was something done wrong. And so if you can do that, just do that and move on. As Adam said, get it behind you, man. And hey, learn from your mistakes. Hey, you hit a pothole, made some bad decisions. All right, I'm back. And that's all you got to do. And we live in a forgiving culture. People will forgive you. If you're like humble about it and honest about it, authentic about it, people will say, you know what? We know you're young. I was once young. I did stupid stuff too. Just didn't get caught. Move on with your life. Learn from it and move on. That's all he needs to do. Get back to playing basketball.
Yeah, and getting back to playing basketball is probably easier said than done, because I think there are going to be some things he's got to work through to get back into school first, and you do have to be a student, right, to be a member of the basketball team. The reality of the situation is he's not going to suit back up this season.
Wait a minute, hold on.
95% chance, but he does have an extra year of eligibility in there. Definitely is a chance.
What happened to innocent until proven guilty?
Which Adam clearly stated the first time we talked about it. Adam harped on that. I want to go back and be clear. Adam's answering off of what I just was talking about, but Adam said that first and foremost, and he was very strong-willed about that. It is innocent and proven.
I'll kick you out of school. Somebody can say you did this to them and you had done nothing. They're just gonna kick you out of school. Shouldn't you have to prove that somebody's guilty first before I give you some?
Mentioned, they gave him permission. He gave them permission to look through his phone, and they do report that there was evidence of drug transactions. Now they didn't specify. I think it was probably more so purchase transactions, because it didn't really clarify. And to me, if I had to guess, I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're dumb. You think that much," but the reality is, you're talking about athletes. I know like celebrities and athletes that do just buy a whole bunch because they consume it a whole bunch. And you're talking about a guy who you think he's going to be wanting to do little transactions that are already illegal while he's competing. You know what I mean? So again, I hate being all in somebody's case or business, but it's nice hearing Adam's perspective as a lawyer, just to kind of explain it. We got to hit a timeout.
Take the misdemeanor, move on.
Yeah, no, to me it sounds right, but again, I'll let his team and the people that are in charge.
Well, they need to hire Lamparello law, and that be
100%.
done with.
100%. I stamp that. 100%.
But the team gonna prolong it because you know why? They gonna get them checks.
Wait, what?
Sometimes your team will prolong it because if that prolongs, then their job services prolong, and then their bank accounts get fed. I'm not saying that's the case, but if it's just that easy, then why not just plead it out and move on?
Well, you have to come to a deal. That the other side also has to be willing to do that, because they could also choose to not do a deal and take you into trial and all that. All right, we got to hit a timeout. We'll discuss that when we come back.
Waste of money.
First, right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Turning technology chaos into raving fans.
Is that right, Adam? Wouldn't you agree? I mean, the other side, right? The prosecution, like who's brought the case, they would have to. You can't just say you're going to agree to a deal. Now, technically, I think he could just plead guilty all the way through the initial charges,
right?
Without
so,
really. Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
The idea behind the plea bargain is that both sides get a benefit. The defendant gets a lower charge. The prosecutor doesn't have the burden of spending money on a trial and everything like that. So the question here is this a case that's amenable to a plea bargain? And I think the answer is yes, because Aiden Holloway has no prior criminal record. So this is his first offense. He would be cooperative. He would be remorseful. And prosecutors appreciate that. He's also a star basketball player at the University of Alabama. And that does mean something. His special and unique talent and his contributions, combined with the fact that it's a first offense by someone who's known to be a decent human being, I think makes this a really, really classic case for still some punishment, but not going over the top. I think they will agree to a Class A misdemeanor. He'll have to pay a fine. He'll have to do community service. He'll be on probation. And I think he'll be able to move on with his life. Now, one thing that everyone's making a big deal about in the media that they shouldn't be is that his lawyer, Jason Neff, who's excellent, filed a response with the court demanding a trial and denying every allegation. That's just standard procedure. You don't read anything into that. I think what Mr. Neff is probably going to do is make sure the prosecution dots its I's and crosses its T's, make sure there's no procedural issues, and then I suspect you'll see a plea bargain.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm imagining that he would have an idea of what he's doing. Ironically, I know someone that was represented by him, and so certain situation again, a student type situation, right? Nothing crazy, but no, he does a really good job. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we're talking about a hopeful return for next season. Hopefully, they're able to resolve the matter. And I mean, listen, worst case scenario, transfer portal nowadays, I'm sure somebody would be willing to give him a second chance. I know Coach Oates is probably going to do as much as he can, but there's probably, depending on how it all plays out, there's probably, listen, I will say this though, unfortunately, given, and this isn't his fault, but with the other tragic situation regarding another former Alabama basketball player who I think still is awaiting his trial for that whole situation. If you guys remember what I'm talking about, it happened on the Strip and with one of his friends who was found guilty of that whole deal. But I just think the program is in a sensitive spot where, even this is a totally different charge or crime. I get that, but I just feel like I wouldn't be shocked even if it does get resolved with the misdemeanor and maybe they do end up unfortunately parting ways just because the damage, even from like a PR perspective, it's been done, right? I think.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing Natos can do here is, one, I heard, I read something about how he said, what the kid needs him more now. They were asking, is he going to stand by him? It's like, yeah. I mean, right. You're innocent until proven guilty. Now, unfortunately, in this world, most people are going to be the court of public opinion guilty. That's just what people do. They pull the measuring tape and judge people all the time, right? So you fight that, right? Public, perception. But the reality is that you go through, let it have its due process, and right, and you fix it. Like for me, if I'm coaching this young man, I'm looking at him like, first of all, I'm blasting him, and I'm talking to his parents, and I'm talking. You were foolish, I know that they've had people to talk, and they got people representatives there that he can, like, you made a dumb decision. What are you thinking? Why would you do this? You're like, anything through a cell phone, bro, you're gonna get busted. What are you thinking? I mean, but okay, but this is not a perennial offender, right? A repeat offender. This is not a guy that you've had problems with, right? So he's been a good kid. So the court's going to look at like, well, he's not that type of. They know he's not that kind of. He just got caught up for whatever reason. And they may say you're going to be drug tested. You're going to make him do some things to make him accountable. And then you let him come back, but with guardrails, and you help him grow. Because then you say, well, I can take his story and use it to help any other young kids that come through while you don't get involved in these types of things. So
that's that's the best case scenario. And I know, but I'm just saying from a PR perspective, and you remember the university itself is
but the university is like, okay, but these things happen everywhere. I mean,
but I'm talking about the sensitive nature of the previous. I'm just telling you. Hold on, we're coming
back. Right, but these kids are all smoking weed. All of them are doing it. All of them, and they are.
And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We got a quick little segment here because we're going to have to catch back up. Adam, I'm not sure how much time you got. Do you want to hang out until the end of the show, or you think you need to go ahead and run? You tell me.
I have about 10 minutes. that's all
Okay.
right.
All right. Well, fair enough. Well,
That's the end of the show, but
yeah, I was about to say. Well, I'll go ahead and if you have any final thoughts or comments you want to chime in on either pro day. We got a scrimmage. We didn't really get into this, but we do have scrimmage number 1 tomorrow. Anything that you want to see out of these guys tomorrow? Now, unfortunately, I don't even think I'll be able to go up there and watch because it is in the morning at the regular practice times. They're shifting all these schedules, man. They're basically giving these guys the weekends off, man. Coach DeBoer is really throwing them a bone, man. These guys have the weekends free during the spring, man. We never had that, man. But yeah, so yeah.
This is my worst fear, and it has always been. Has the culture changed with the ice cream trucks and now weekends off? This is. I don't mean to get emotional, but these are young kids, and you're training them not just to be national champions at Alabama. You're training them to be successful in life, and that starts with, old school values, and a pretty regimented schedule where they are pushed to the limit and they are pushed to be something greater than even they think they can be. This notion of a relaxed atmosphere with ice cream trucks and now weekends off. And I mean no disrespect to Coach DeBoer, who certainly is an elite coach and I'm sure a wonderful person, but that culture to me is not the right fit for Alabama. I'm from the Bear Bryant, Nick Saban school of thought. Now, as it pertains to tomorrow's scrimmage, I'm going to be looking at the defensive line and how they are performing in the trenches.
Yeah,
I think you're on the whole. Wait a minute, weekends off.
Well,
Where we just talking about these kids and being active in the strip, and you do not want to give these men the weekend off to go down there to the strip and be hanging out. No, we're going to be on there watching some tape. We're going to be practicing because they're kids. You going to let them out of jail, so to speak? They're going to be conjugal visits everywhere. They're going to be at the club. They're going to be all kind of things that are happening. They're all kind of sin going on. Listen, bro.
Man.
No. So that's that soft mindset, Adam. You're so right. Ice cream trucks, watermelon, alcoholic guy, non-alcoholic guy speaking to your team. I mean, these days, same thing. I'm with the lawyer on this one.
We got to hit quick timeout because we got to catch back up. We'll come back and we'll let Adam wrap things up for us here and answer one last question that we have from the chat about that whole situation. They want some legal advice and opinion on it. So we'll ask Adam that and we'll let him offer any final thoughts when we come right back here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC.
All the kids
coming up on the game with Ryan Fowler.
They're gonna be at 5. They're gonna be everywhere.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm just letting y'all say. I'm just trying to be, I'm just. but
I want to get you in trouble.
No, you're good. No, you're good. No, it's fine. I mean, I don't really go up there like that a whole bunch like I used to. And if they have a problem with somebody commenting on that, then I don't know. That's unfortunate. But anyway, no, I mean, I do believe though that having some activity on the weekend. I'm just going off of my experience. You guys are right. I'm not going to go as far as saying like it's a soft mindset thing, but I do believe it could be beneficial to have something on the weekend. Just because my dad is right. Like I went to school here. I never even was into going out. I hardly drank like that in college. But best believe if I had a weekend free, right? I do know there was darties, like day parties with the fraternities and stuff like that. Even though I wasn't drinking, I would go eat crawfish and just go hang out, which there's no harm in that. But it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have me up there doing a practice on a Saturday than me sitting around a bunch of drunk college. You know what I'm saying? So I hear exactly what you guys are saying because not everybody else on the team was probably thinking how I was. I had teammates that if we had off weekend, their ass was at the bar, not even at night. I mean, they were at the darties, drinking. They were getting drunk during the day, which I get everybody's young and it's spring. But I do think schedule-wise, having something on the weekends is 100% better. But it's his team. It's their
give him Sunday off and then Sunday let their tail go to church, or have somebody come in and speak. For those that you can't make them go to church, but you can offer it. I mean, so I don't know.
Well,
I think
what we did was, which people get mad when people compare, but who cares? Again, I'm not comparing, like trying to, I guess diminish what they're doing. But what we did was we scrimmaged on Saturdays. Like we would have like one weekend, I think, where we would have it off, maybe. And actually, no, because even before, we would always do like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday type deal. And we would either, like the first weekend was a practice on the weekend, and then the next two, I believe, were scrimmages. And then at one point we would end up having, we would go to church together. We would do, what was that service? We always went to the Calvary Church. I forgot what it was, but and a couple of our teammates would go up there and speak and do something. But I mean, I guess it's their schedule. I mean, what they can do whatever they.
Oh yeah,
they
he
want.
did do that. He used to put them on. Oh yeah, I was just. I think Coach Saban used to have these things where he'd go on a boat and he would put the players like on these.
On the tubes.
Yeah.
So we did that during fall camp. So he would. Oh, there he goes. He rejoined. Basically, so before. Oops. There we go. We would do that right before training camp. So it basically was like, all right, I'm going to invite the leadership group over to my house, have food cater. We're going to go on the lake, jet skis, tubing. I'm such a little redneck, man. I was sitting out there fishing, catching catfish off his dock, which Miss Terry hated because she used to feed the fish, but I would catch them. I would throw them back. But I was too busy trying to fish. Anyway, matter of fact, first time
I would have thrown them back, boy. I'd be having me some hot grease and flour waiting on them.
No, she wasn't gonna let that fly. Matter of fact, I'll pull up a picture one day. But the first time I went to Coach Saban's house on a visit in high school, I immediately went down to his dock and was catching catfish. I didn't care about anything. Everybody else was worried about everything else. I just wanted to fish. But anyway, so that was right before training camp. We don't really do that during, I guess, spring, but that would be like one time, But and I don't know. I mean, that was definitely fun, but you already knew you're kind of getting set up, man. They're like, hey, you're gonna have one last time, one last hurrah before we basically put you guys through hell for the next 6 months.
My girlfriend when we were at Alabama, she worked at North River Country Club, and she used to work by the pool at like the pool bar, and she would see Coach Saban. Said he was very nice, but somebody she also saw. Coach Sarkisian.
Oh, he was probably.
Oh, well, she probably helped him out a whole lot.
Do you know what she did? This is a true story. She's like, oh, because she knew that Coach Sarkisian was the head coach at USC. So she goes, oh, she's like, my boyfriend graduated from USC, which I did in 1997, and she said Coach Sarkisian's eyes just like got like wide, and he was like, what? But she said he was really nice. She said he was very pleasant.
Man, now he's a good dude. He is a good dude. And welcome back in real quick to this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We got 1 or 2 minutes left real quick. I might let Adam answer this last question. It says, once a plea bargain is reached and a guilty plea is entered, does the presumption of innocence cease to apply?
Yes. When you plead guilty, you are affirmatively telling the court you are guilty of the crime charged. And in some situations, you either forfeit your right to an appeal or it is nearly impossible to succeed on an appeal. So it ends the matter with a finding of guilt.
Well, there you go. That was from Ed in the chat. So glad we could get you that answer from
maybe what
expert. Like
if you're not guilty, then okay, I ain't gonna say I'm guilty, right? I mean, I mean, if I ain't really do anything, but if I did and I got a way out of that, then you know what? Do what you got to do.
Well, and there's times people have had to plead, not had to, but just go ahead and plead guilty, even if they really didn't hardly do anything because they don't want to risk going to trial and ended up in a situation far.
But if the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
Okay. And there you go. On that note, Adam, thank you so much for joining us like you do every Thursday. Again, we have been joined by Adam Lamparello of Lamparello Law, Education and Advocacy. Make sure you guys check them out for any of those needs. Of course, criminal defense matters, NIL, First Amendment cases, misconduct matters. It also, even better, they have always got you covered in a first-class manner, genuine care, and the best prices that you're going to find. Very affordable stuff, man.
Hey,
Adam, anything you want to?
Adam, send me your information, brother.
Will do. I appreciate it. And Christian, thanks so
Go
much.
to my Facebook, but the golf stuff is on there. My cell number is on there too. Shoot me a message.
I mean, this guy's like
Will
the
do.
number one
Thank you.
salesman. Jesus Christ. Adam, thank you so much, man.
All right. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for having me
God
on.
bless you, bro.
Yes, sir. We'll see you,
too.
Adam. And that'll
What
do
did
it for us
Taylor
on this
Swift saying?
Thursday.
Haters gonna hate. And I just want to shake. Shake it off.
And the host is going to mute his mic. All right, we got to get out of here. We got the next show coming up right here on the Miller's Edge Time, 100.9, 1230 WTBC.
You've been listening to the Miller's Edge, tackling sports daily.
Under the biggest cactus in town, Taco.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, he definitely is on one, man. He don't stop, man. He gonna get that helmet sold, man. I mean, what is that?
It's already sold.
This lifelong mission, man. This dude is literally.
I got 10 stacks on them.
Can we maybe not hit Adam or literally one of our biggest supporters over the head? I mean, could you not throw him a bone or something? I mean, do you know how much support this dude? Like new cameras, new set. I mean, thanks to Adam, man. Like, come on, man.
No,
Mr. Krabs. I mean, you almost could just give it as a gift at this point.
What? You got your rabbit mind.
Jesus, man.
Crazy.
I know, dude. You were Mr.
This is
Krabs.
called an auction, bro. This is called charity. He get the write off.
Agent said that's nuts. Pastor charged him $10K. That's what
I ain't charging.
like.
I ain't charging him anything.
You know how much this dude has supported this show, man? Since I'm talking about back to when we.
I'm not charging. I just said this is what the auction numbers were. So it's for it's for charity. What you want me to do? Not give the charity money? What do you want me to do?
Organic. I mean, if he wants,
He don't have to take it. He wanted to say, I don't.
You
He said
know,
he
but
wanted.
the thing, you know, he's going to though. That's
He
what I'm
ain't
saying.
gonna take it. He ain't gonna take this helmet.
Really?
No, I'll get one, sign it for him. That's not the standard.
No, I mean, I think he wants to bid on it for sure. But I'm saying, I mean, throw him a bone. I mean, the dude is golly, man. Dude is so helpful, man.
I like Adam.
Why didn't you just invite him? You too busy trying to sell a helmet. You didn't even invite him to the tournament.
No, that's why I told him to go on Facebook, look at the golf thing.
You should have started with that. I mean, you could even just told him to come hang out.
No, I showed him the helmet
a lot of the
because
time. He's not far.
It's on the auction. That's going to be one of the auction items.
I mean, you could even say, hey, man, would you like to tee it up? He probably would love to golf with you more than anything. You ain't even have to ask the dude you want to golf. You just selling a helmet.
I'm not selling the helmet. Yeah, so y'all are idiotic. Y'all see this is what Stephen A. B. One thing I agree with him with people. They say idiotic stuff.
Did you ask him to golf?
I just told him to go get the flyer. My number's on it. All the information. He could come here. I'd love to meet Adam in person. Where's he at in Atlanta?
You didn't even plug the golf tournament for our listeners. They might want to play in it. Why don't you talk about the tournament? When is it? Tell them the date and time. They might want to play in it.
There's who this idiot on here? Agent 6547. Bro, you're an idiot. Sorry. But what are you talking about? I'm just telling you what. If you know anything about auction, things go. The auction is for an auction. So that's what I just told him what it was. So, that's what the number. If you didn't, nobody's make him do anything. He was one to say he dreamed. I'm just saying it's going to be on the auction. That's what I know. That's what I know. What the numbers hit last year. I didn't let it go last year.
Why?
But
Why?
First of all, here's the thing you learn. This is something.
I'm asking why.
Because a couple of guys like, man, nah, that's your, because they understand that's something personal. That's something.
I agree, but that's why I'm curious why.
That's when he's like, they ain't ready no value. That's crazy. Like, and I'm like, dude, I got helmets galore, right, from years. I don't look at things like that. Wait, I sure didn't hold back. No, I didn't hold back.
Come on, man. Agents here every day, man. Easy, relax.
No, I know, Agent. I'm just kidding with you, Agent. But yeah, it's just I lost my train of thought. No, but they were just saying, no, that's your purchase. Like, you can't go purchase it. This ain't something like you can go get. And so you do things in the auction to raise money, to get money. That's like my friends like Bill Murray and Steve, Chris Seeley, and people who I'm able to sell golf trips to go to some of the charity events I go to. They go for a lot of money. I mean, but these folks
Why
won't
don't
be.
you do something like that's not? Why don't you just get a helmet and sign it though? Why would you get rid of your first helmet?
No, I did that last year. I did that last year too. They sent me.
You don't care about that though? I would never get rid
I
of
don't care. I don't care. But I got my stuff back there.
But, I mean, at least if Adam wins it, I mean, at least it's in good hands.
I know. The thing is, I just told him, and who says what I'm gonna give it to him for? But the problem, if he wants it, I like him to the fact that if it was something where pretty much whatever, I probably would. I mean, I will choose him over somebody else to get something that he can't buy.
You can't do that in an auction though.
Right, but I would put it, but I would not let it go. Is what I'm telling you. I'll make sure he gets it some kind of way. I would work out something with him. That's all I'm saying. But
Mr. Ice Cream Man is 2-1 versus Kirby.
Who's that?
Smitty said that. He's saying Coach DeBoer is 2-1 versus Kirby. Hey, listen, man. Listen, I hate when folks always bring like the individual records and stuff like that, man. Like, that's great and all. Trust me. And listen, I love Coach DeBoer. I'm supporting him, but to me, I can't rock with that. I personally not gonna say that, like, because that's corny. Because Kirby's
Coach DeBoer's a good coach.
He's a great coach, but I'm saying I hate when we're like playing that game with a guy like.
But that's
Kirby Smart.
That's what we do. I mean,
Smitty, it's all love. I'm like, come on, Smitty, like that. Kirby Smart has led his team to 2 national championships. Like, who gives a shit if Coach DeBoer beat him 2-1? He's also 2-0 in terms of national championships versus Coach DeBoer and all these other coaches. So come on, man. Like, let's not do that. I'm a supporter of Coach DeBoer. I mean, I'm supporting him more than I would Kirby, but I also got to defend Kirby. I mean, he's a 2-time national championship winning head coach, and also how many times as a defensive coordinator, man? Come on, man. Can't do that. I guess if you're just talking about the whole joking about the ice cream thing, I ain't sell that. Never lost to Sarkerland. Oh, guys, come on, man.
But that's what they. I think it's cool that they're supporting their coach. But I mean, listen, that's cool.
Which I do too, but I don't. I
know you do, but we can make a lot of other things. What about losing to all these unranked teams?
Yeah.
I mean, what about to get embarrassed? So I mean, you can sit there and play this type of game, but the reality is he has a lot of work to do, and what he has done hasn't been good enough. That he's going to have to grow. Get better and better. And he may. I pray and hope that he does. I really do. And because I know he's a really great man. He's a great man. But I think his coaching style makes it hard in the Southeastern Conference. I really do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just listen,
Agent, I was just messing with you, dude. I was just messing with Agent. You can mess with me anytime, bro.
The problem is that here if he was at any other SEC
Nothing but love.
It would be a little bit different. It's just that when you come to Alabama and you follow Coach Saban, there's just such a difference. I think that's what makes it I don't know, such so scrutinized, right? Like his system and the way they do things. Again,
but you gotta understand, Coach Saban was here 17 years, right? Mm-hmm. And things were done at a high clip all across the board, except for the first year. I mean, he changed college football. It's kind of like Tiger Woods changed golf, and they started tiger-proofing the golf courses because his influence was that great. Well, the same thing I think with Coach Saban is that he changed college football, and everybody was trying to figure out a way how to catch up. right? Alabama had the indoor facility. They had the fourth quarter. They had all these different things that Nick Saban, the process, creating value for his players. I mean, yeah, people was already assuming he was cheating, this, that, and the third. Oh, God, he's paying players. You're getting all these 5 stars, and the accusations started. But, he changed it. And then, as a fan, you get so used to that, man. I mean, you dominate people. You running over through people like water. I mean, you're so much better than everybody else. And so, it becomes that's contagious. And all of a sudden, we get what we've seen the last couple of years, although it hadn't been awful for a lot of teams like South Carolina, and people like, oh, that's great, man. We had a wonderful season, magnificent. Let's throw a parade. But that does not work at Alabama. And so, he needs time, and we'll see. I think this is a pivotal year for him. See how he bounced back from a 10, 11-win season, whatever it was, and you go from there.
No, I think it's an important year, but I don't think it's completely like make or break.
No, it's a pivotal year because which way is he going to be trending?
I think it's a pivotal year to position him for year 4, which I think will then truly determine kind of if he's at like a true crossroads or not. I don't think year 3 right now as it sits. I mean, again, I'm in between both your perspective and also the perspective that's shared by a lot of our fans, right? Meaning that I think some of our fans are a little bit too, I guess, I don't know, like praising it a little bit too much, kind of what we did in year 2 by making it to the playoffs, winning the game, and making it to the SEC championship. I don't go as far as some of our fans, but I don't go as far as being as critical as you are necessarily going into year 3. I'm kind of in the middle. Like I see both sides of it. And in terms of kind of him doing it his way, I mean, that makes sense. And anybody would do that, right? I mean, like, if you've always done something a certain way that you felt has made you successful, why would you all of a sudden change that just because you're trying to, appease the fans or the culture at that new school? I think just for me, it's just, listen, we had the film guy on here, and he was, joking about how everybody tries to do it Saban's way. Everybody tries to imitate, the practice schedule, the structure of the program, the nutrition, the way, like, everybody tries to imitate everything that Coach Saban did. And you see a lot of success with a lot of people that do, in fact, try to take that route. And then it's also just a little interesting for me, just as a former player, just knowing like that way actually does work. Like there's proof in the pudding. I don't care if people say, well, look at the Coach Saban's final few years. He also was dealing with the revolving door with the coaching staff. He lost his defensive coordinator, replaced him with a guy who was literally had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. By week 3, wasn't even serving as the true defensive coordinator. 70-plus years old, he was taking over those responsibilities, adding on to his plate. So I'll just be honest, even as like a former player, it's just kind of it is interesting for me to see such changes. I'm going to support them regardless because I want the school to do well, but I'm not going to sit there and say it's easy to see some of the differences. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I mean, like, each year we're having less and less Coach Saban influence. And I'm not saying from him directly, right? It's never been a case where Coach Saban's just had his foot in the building and overseeing things. He's never done that. But we're seeing less players that, were recruited by Coach Saban. We're seeing less people on staff that have any ties to not only Coach Saban, but really to Alabama. I mean, look at the staff right now. You have Gillespie and you have Freddie Roach. And then luckily, you have guys like HaHa and those former players, Chapman and Denzel. But once those guys, and it seems like each year we kind of get rid of more and more, and there's less and less. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it is kind of interesting to kind of see where it's at. So I'm hoping their method does work. But if not, I could see a world where you're kind of in a tough spot because you've kind of gone away from the whole DNA of what this place is and what it was built on. You've kind of, removed the original foundation, which on one end I understand, but on another, it's just interesting, man. I mean, it just feels a little bit different. So I'm never going to sit there and disagree completely with a lot of things you guys say. Now, I'm not going to go nearly as far with a lot of it either, though. But like I said, I mean, I'm just waiting and seeing how it all plays out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just watching these pro day clips right here. They just sent this out to the media.
That's Coleman right there.
Yeah, he's gotten bigger, man. Look, I mean, I'll give him his credit, man. He's definitely taking advantage of the offseason program. A little bit of a bobble on the head. I think he's just overthinking. I think it's a combination, but I do think a lot of it comes from him overthinking a little bit. But you can see he's definitely put on some weight, man, which is good. Looks better. I think that's Noah Rogers transfer from NC State. Done.
So is he taller than 6'1" or?
No, he's 6'1". I don't know why people they treat him like he's like Kyler Murray or Bryce Young size. I mean, 6'1" to me, I don't think is that undersized. Now, I think he lost some weight when he was dealing with gastritis and some of those other things towards the end of the year, but I think he's back up to like a little over 200. I mean, he can put on a little bit more weight, and I don't think it's a problem. 6'1", in my opinion, I feel like people are over-exaggerating a little bit on his size. Personally, I don't. Now, when you talk about the durability from this past season, I can understand if you're trying to if you're correlating those things. Look at Jackson Roby. I need to get him on the show. He works with the Senior Bowl right now. He'd be good to talk some of these guys in terms of NFL draft and stuff like that. But
Bradshaw look like a linebacker.
no. LT. I wish let me see if someone ever posted these numbers. I was trying to find the official numbers, but I don't He allegedly ran 4.6 Nakai Hill Green. He ran 4.6 flat, which was a good time. Really good time for him.
What position he play?
That's 41. One that was on the show, linebacker.
Okay.
Transfer. Damani Jackson.
But see, I think a guy like that will get drafted late rounds, but he'll end up playing because he'll get somewhere that's going to hold him accountable, work on his technique because he can run. He's a good athlete. I mean,
No, I definitely think Damani get on the right. I can see him having a situation like Josh Jobe. Jobe went undrafted, but ended up working his way up to not only making the team, played with the Eagles, and he ended up Seattle, was their starting corner this past year, then just signed an extension with them this offseason.
who was this old guy?
Oh, that's Vandermark, the swing offensive lineman we had, played guard, little center.
He looked like he's about 30 years old.
Yeah, that hairline's going back a little bit. Caleb Williams, 6'1", 226. Ty, 6'1", 211. He can put on a few pounds. That's what I'm saying. I think if Ty, I think it's more so if he added a couple pounds, if he was like 6'1", 220, I think that maybe ease some of those size concerns. I don't think 6'1" is too small. Not in today's standards. I don't think it's too small. What people don't get is his wide receivers catching for Ty are being evaluated too. May not be injured. Wait, the draft. Wait. Maybe not be in the draft, but scouts are looking at them too. 100%. I mean, Proctor looks so much better right now.
I mean, he's about 330, bro.
Nah, I think he's like 350, but he just holds it so well. But see, he at one point he's allegedly around 370, 380. You know what I mean? Like that's still a big difference. 350.
I mean, he's moving. He is moving.
Yeah, that's what I just don't understand. Why would you not? I mean,
he going to get that bag. That's what he's doing.
He already got it twice. He got one going to Iowa, then come here. Then he got one to go to Iowa, then got one to come back here.
Well, we'll see. All right. We'll take me a nap. All right, chat. Your boy gonna be up out of here. Y'all done got all my energy.
Yeah, I'm about to get some lunch too. Appreciate you jumping on. Yeah, we'll
I had me some Popeyes.
You got Popeyes.
Yeah, I had Popeyes the fish sandwich. Good. Yeah.
Good deal. All right. Well, chat, we appreciate you guys. If you don't mind,
Good
if you guys
stuff,
are watching
chat.
via X, man, if you guys have a YouTube channel, we always encourage you go over there, hit that subscribe button. That just helps us grow the platform. That's one of our major ones. But all our YouTube folks, hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. Tomorrow, I don't think we have any guests. I'm trying to think of who else. I might try to reach out to Roby though and see if he'll jump on here. Maybe if we can get Gray on here to talk. I know baseball's got a series.
Well, basketball's tonight. We didn't talk about the tournament.
No, basketball's tomorrow. We play tomorrow in Chicago.
No, but there's games tonight too.
Oh yeah. I was about to say we play tomorrow. Trying to think. I know baseball's got a series against Auburn, and I think softball's playing as well, North Dakota State. So yeah, we'll maybe I'll reach out to Gray and see if he can squeeze in some time. But
all right, Bishop.
Yes, sir,
Alabama.
appreciate it.
A lot of good people on. Agent, I was just playing with you, dog.
Come on, man. All right, good deal.
I'll charge him $25,000 if I can get it.
Okay, all right.
I'm just kidding. I love Adam. God bless y'all.
Yes, sir. We'll see you.
Yep.
Can schools find a player for missing weight? I'm sure they probably have the ability to do some of that stuff, Smitty. I mean, listen, it wasn't just Deion Sanders finding guys for being late and stuff like that. Now, missing weight, they definitely do that in the NFL. And in college, I don't know if they're necessarily finding guys. But, yeah, best believe, man, these schools have adapted. Don't think it was just Deion Sanders that were, holding players accountable with fines and stuff like that, which, I mean, to be fair, I mean, if you want to get a guy to really buy in, sometimes with 6:30 a.m. workouts or whatever you might use as discipline, that don't work. But hitting a guy's pockets definitely will send a message. So yeah, I think technically if they wanted to, I'm sure that they probably could. If you can fine for being late or missing something, I don't see why you couldn't for weight. But I wish he was able to keep that size throughout his career, man. I think it would have made a huge difference. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, and we'll see you guys then.